Prime one, that's him. Sky, thought you thought, but I wasn't born yesterday. All I do is ball. You goofies underestimate. Heavyweight bag, step on your weight class. I done moved across states, blood I can't cap. Strapped with it on my pivot, clocking digits. Rock hard and I ain't even in the kitchen. I'm on a mission to move soft, make a thing flip like a moonsault. Keep a switch for everybody through salt. Face froze, somebody check dude's pulse. Is you stepping or stepped on? Wake the game up, make them regret I was slept on. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. I'm getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true Bogart, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See, I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah, it just hit different. You find my story is all non-fiction. I put my fan before me and I gotta mention. I keep an air fan, tone my henchman. For you squares, option for opposition. And you ops, I get popped trying to stop my ascension. Talking generational, you got my attention. Underworld motivational, you feel the sensation. Try to see how I look, get booked, I'll take it. I was just a crook, all it took was some patience. Now my phone out the hook, I got hella deals waiting. You ain't really made it unless you got somebody hating. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. Getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true Bogart, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See, I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah.
And like that, top of the morning.
Top of the morning, guys.
Everybody.
Yes,
Welcome to another episode of Wake Your Game Up. Wake 'em up.
Wake your game up.
Game up. Look at that.
Sir, how everybody morning starting out, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. About to roll up some good myself. How about you?
Talk about it, man. I feel great this morning, man. 100%. I ain't gonna lie, man.
You know what I mean?
Fuck. I had a rough night. I mean, it wasn't rough. It was busy. I had a lot of work going on. And it was all thrown on at me. I did usually stuff that I do last night is kind of scheduled in advance, and it was just I come into work expecting a normal day, and it was no, we're doing this. I'm like, oh fuck. Shit.
Magic Kingdom business.
They
Okay.
had an audible.
Get it. Yeah.
You feel me?
Every day, bro.
Yeah, man.
But it's cool because you get it out. You just Monday morning or whatever, or Tuesday morning, whatever you want to call it. It's get it out of the way. You got the next couple of days kind of relax.
When work be busy, bro, it to me it seems like the day fly by fast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's always busy, but it was a lot of it's trying to fit my fat ass into little spots and using heavy ass tools and getting shit done. It was just I wasn't expecting to work hard. So I'm just a little bit tired, but I'm all right. I got y'all's breakfast, dude.
Was it hot outside last night, big bro?
It kind of is hot. Like I'm a sweat hog anyways. Like it don't take much for me to get going, and once I get going, it's just like
I get the nose sweats.
I'm shiny. I'm glistening.
I'm a motherfucker. The nose will sweat. You know what I mean? The mustache will sweat. Like I'm a sweating motherfucker, bro. But can't nobody sweat me though. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, babe.
Shout out to
today on today's show, man. We're gonna go ahead and break down some late round draft picks, late round choices. Pick your poison. But before we get to all that,
these are the money rounds.
Let's shout out everybody.
Damn it.
Shout everybody out.
Let's talk about it, man. We got Jay the plug up in this mug.
Plug.
Shout out plugger. Picked 8th in my league of records. Got Gibbs, then ETN on the way back. Pickers in the leagues, boys. Oh, everything.
I don't hate that though. That's pretty solid.
It's
back room.
See, you know what's crazy is like I'm not assuming this is a 10 or 12. But like, how about this? If I go running back early, it might be a little more shallower league, like a 10. You know what I mean? If it's like 12 team, I'm definitely going. Am I tripping? I'm not even on shrooms this morning. I hear echoes and shit. Anyway,
no, that was me.
Okay, yeah, I'm going heavy receiver.
I'm thumbs up in everybody's channel right now.
Yeah, nice.
Go ahead and do the same for everybody.
Please drop a like on the stream that you're watching, please, y'all. Make sure this content get out.
Yeah,
YouTube streets right when you pop in, man. Drop a like, it's free. You know what I mean?
It's almost crunch time. This is good advice. Some of the stuff that you want to be hearing right now.
Yeah. And so going back to what I was saying, like I'm not mad at going running back, especially if I am a shallow league, like a 10 team, because then you know what I mean. You're still gonna get a shot at some quality receivers at in the 3rd round and beyond. But yeah, regardless, I like to go heavy receiver early because man, them elite guys, you know what I mean. It's you know what I mean. Pause.
It's different. Shout out to Emil, man. What's up, Guru Nation?
Hey, shout out to Big Spencer, man, and shout out to Emil, man. Canada, stand up.
100%.
Morning, Dennis.
Stand up. We got Dennis in the building, aka Ginger Ninja in the building,
Ginger Ninja, man.
100%. He talking about T-1 day till I'm in Vegas. It's going down city, man. The Playmakers is in the building, man.
Let's go.
Playmaker Vegas takeover start.
Hey, man. Happy anniversary to you too, Dennis, man. Shout out to you and the wifey.
Happy anniversary to y'all, big bro. 100%, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
Shit, man, just getting ready for Vegas tomorrow. He talking about it, man, letting them know, man.
That's right. He going tomorrow. Let's go.
Spence on a reconnaissance secret mission right now, bro. He'll be back on Tuesday or Monday. 100%. Hey, today Tuesday. Yeah. What am I thinking?
It's been a Friday.
There is a Monday because it starts off our show over here.
I'm burnt, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie neither.
I wish it was Friday. Oh, everything. What's your thoughts on the Dolphins backfield? I think we got a PYP with a Dolphins running back.
Yeah, we're gonna talk some Jalen Wright late rounds today. But my thoughts on it is I mean, if you're taking an A chain, you know what I mean, Mostert is still gonna be a little, he is cheaper, but he's still like, if you were to acquire both of them, you're probably spending 2 of those top 10 picks, right? Because what is A chain goes the 3rd round usually?
Yeah.
Right. And then like, you know, if you get a Mostert, what are we talking here? Maybe 8 through 10, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, maybe even later. Depends.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing is if I can acquire one of them with either them with Wright, I'm feeling all right.
And the most easiest way is the
Mostert and Wright.
And the Jalen.
And Mostert, as long as he upright, he's gonna get work. Like he might not get the same work he did last year.
That stack in the homies draft. You know, I missed Jalen Wright by like 7 picks in the 11th round. 100%.
Oh, and that is a shallower league as far as
11.1 took him. at
Yeah,
the
those are good.
11.1, and I was the 11.8 on
Yeah,
everything.
and that's the thing too. Is like, you know, if when we're talking in certain instances like this late round stuff, we are talking like single QB. We will preference some of these in super flex because some of these guys we're going to talk about that they're not going to go in those later rounds. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking super flex, but yeah, we got a good show here.
Home
You know
leagues
what I'm
too,
saying?
and see in your home leagues, Jalen Wright might not even get drafted. If so, it's not going to be at the 11.1. Ain't
Yeah, and
nobody
like
him like
if it's
that.
a 14 round, what was our shit? 14 rounds. So
15,
you know,
14, something like
yeah,
that.
that round specific. I mean, that draft specifically that you're referring to, it was like 14 rounds. Shout out to all the homies. So, like, when you get to that range after you filled up your lineup, the bench is so shallow, they're gonna start picking up upside guys or guys they like. So, I wouldn't fault anyone for taking a Jalen right there because of the nature of the format being like shallow. You know what I mean? Bench wise.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity for any running back to be in, hanging out with that fucking coach out there. And
Former Niner run game coordinator Shanahan said it like this when they signed him. They asked Kyle, man, how you feel about your guy, man, getting this good? He said, man, I'm really, really happy for him. Real proud of him. He deserves it. I couldn't hide him anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
He was trying to. They didn't take McVay from him from the gate. They didn't take fucking, you know, what I mean, LaFleur and all of them just one by one. But he kept
when you got good, when you got
on to Mike McDaniels.
Hey, when your tree bears good fruit, it's gonna get picked, bro. 100%. My mama. Shout out to Marco from Z Future.
Marco from Z Future, man. Germany stand up. Hey, Marco, do they got the game in Germany this year again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did they have one last year too?
Yeah, they did.
I know they got one. I know they got one.
Last year, I think it was in Munich. This year,
I think it's Carolina plays. I think Chicago. I know Carolina's in the Germany game. I believe. I have to look into that. I think it's Carolina.
Top of the morning, beware. That's AKA Champ right there. What's good, fellas? Appreciate
What's up, man?
the time y'all put in to be on here consistently. Consistently.
Yeah.
Good looking, big bro.
Appreciate you,
100%,
man.
man.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Panthers and the Giants.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Look at that. We have a
Yeah,
game in the future.
November 10th.
Okay, right before 11/11.
Yeah.
See,
Top of the
okay,
morning.
check this out, man. Hey, let's go.
Top of the morning, Neff. That's AJ, man. What's up, my dogs?
What's
up,
up, son?
What up, Bogey? What up, You know you got it, bro.
What up, son? How you doing? Yeah, AJ, he's gonna be right. He's in the SBI this year.
I seen that.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
It's time to go to
Yeah,
war,
he
man.
came out the cut. He was like, "What leagues is open?" He was like, "He's ready for war." He's like, "Listen, I've been thinking about this since February. He's going. He's doing. He probably did like 800 mocks, bro. Like AJ don't play. He does. He carries himself the same as whether he's a content creator or not, because he's a real degen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll lead. So before we get to this joint, man, what's some news you got for us?
All right. Well,
our ear to the streets.
All right. Gardner Minshew is going to be the Raiders' week 1 starter against the Chargers. That's already been announced.
Okay.
And I have a little Brandon Ayuk update. Pittsburgh upped their offer. They're willing to give a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick for BA.
Boo.
A 2nd and a 4th.
2nd and a 4th. And CeeDee Lamb turned down $33 million a year yesterday, saying he's worth more.
Ooh, he wanted to get that JJ money or better.
Hey, what was that meme that he posted yesterday? Was that Venom or was that a different Spider-Man character?
That was a different Spider-Man, I believe, on IG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that, or else I'm not. It's funny. I almost wore my.
Those like Marvel versus Capcom when you got
Yeah.
2 players using Spider-Man, they got different uniform on.
Yeah. While I'm on the Cowboys, Dak Prescott and his representation, they're going in the right direction for a contract extension.
Okay, he's trying to get. He's gonna get 60 because he got the same agent as Tua, and I said whatever Tua get, they're gonna give Dak 5 more because he's gonna be like, what? Tua doesn't deserve that shit. Give me 60.
And then we got legendary coach Bill Belichick. Reportedly wants to coach again next year. He's got 5 teams on the radar. He's got the Jets, the Giants, Jags, Cowboys, and the Saints.
Hey, I love the
yeah.
He's already looking over there. He's like,
That young lady's got him juiced.
Oh, here you go, right here. I'm gonna pull it up.
She's got him energized.
What you
He's
think,
ready.
Bobby?
Then Kyle Shanahan says he'll be picking his backup quarterback between Brendan Allen and Josh Dobbs this week.
Oh, whoa! It's a Spider-Man Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's I was gonna say it's a variant. It's probably when Spider-Man got the symbiote suit on him.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's pulling it over like it's fabric.
Yeah.
It ain't like taking over fucking symbiote
Yeah.
status.
Well, isn't that how it was initially though too? Right? It was just before it really took over him. It was just like the black. It was the black costume because it kind of took.
No, the Venom wasn't it like the symbiote would just like envelop the homie. I don't remember the comic book character's name, but he's an actual real person,
Brock.
right? And that shit just went like.
I think it went to Spider-Man first.
Hey, Bogey, I have some breaking news for you.
I'm getting real nerdy here. So like
Jalen Warren has a chance of playing week 1.
okay, so his hamstring isn't that crazy.
It's not as crazy as they say it was.
Okay, what else you got? I know you got some more.
Bo Nix could be named the starter for the Broncos this week.
Okay, I kind of expect that.
And Jamar Chase was back at practice yesterday.
Okay. Oh, we also got Jaden Daniels. He's obviously named.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. Yeah, and that would make the 8th year in a row with having a new quarterback in Washington.
A week 1 starter.
A week 1 starter. Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. Okay, hold on. Let's go 8 years back. Who is his cousins?
You gotta have
18, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, yeah. So it goes like
Patrick in there. You got Dwayne Haskins.
Cousins, Fitzpatrick, Dwayne
Taylor
Haskins,
Heineke.
Case
Carson
Keenum,
Wentz.
Taylor Heineke.
Who?
Case Keenum, right?
Keenum?
So we have 5.
How long ago was RG3?
Shit, 12, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Who else we missing? Did Brissett? No, Brisket didn't start last year. I mean, game 1.
Who started? Oh, Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Yep, that's 6.
Okay, I got it right here, right in front of me. Hold on a second.
Okay, nice.
All right. 2019, you had Case Keenum. 2020, you had Alex Smith.
Who was 2018? Hold on.
2021.
Who was 2018? Was it Terrell?
Alex Smith was playing in 2020. Man,
Yeah, he came back.
And
An injury.
And then you had Heineke and Carson Wentz in 2022.
Okay. And it was definitely I think Carson Wentz to start the year, right? He opened up the year.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we had Carson. And who was the 2018 starter?
2018 was Alex Smith and Josh Johnson and Colt McCoy.
That's right.
Colt McCoy.
And Mark Sanchez was on that roster, I believe, also too, if I recall.
And when Alex Smith came back in 2020, he definitely didn't open up the year. It was Dwayne Haskins, and then he was
because Kirk Cousins was 2017.
Yeah, damn, there it is. I forgot Alex.
Was that messed up? Was Alex Smith's messed up ankle injury or leg injury with the Redskins?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
So it took him 2 full years to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Alex Smith started.
Yeah, it was a broken femur. Or was it? It was the femur or the tibia. It was one of the.
Because he got
and his spiral. They
had to cut that motherfucker off.
Wasn't that the year he got
a spiral fracture?
Too, Bogey?
What's up?
He got comeback player of the year, Alex Smith.
Yeah, 100%.
2020.
He got them to the playoffs, and then he was hurt. And Taylor Heineke played, and he kind of tore up that Bucks defense. But of course,
bro. And I think 2021 was Heineke and Fitzmagic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Okay, so now JD was just pointing this out about Scary Terry, man, our man, the Scottish lad. Because man, he's been playing since what, 2019?
Yeah.
Right? 2019. So he is QB proof, and this is definitely the best talent he's had. I'm glad that they named him the starter.
And you know what else, though, bro? One of the best things that you brought up when we was talking about the Scottish lad is that bruh never goes as, one of them top end wide receivers. He's always falling in the middle of the draft, pushing out towards the end of the middle of the draft. So where you're getting him at and what his floor has been is those 1,000 receiving yards, 75 to 80 catches, and then 4-5 TDs with Ubu quarterback play for the last 7 years. You
Yeah. You don't have a lot of
I'll
competition right now. Like he's gonna get peppered. Like,
All right, I'll tap in with you boys if I get any breaking news.
Hold on, real quick. I know you had some about some Jahan Dotson you were telling me about before the show. So, because this might kind of correlate here to what Kid is saying. So, is he on like the bubble?
Yeah, he's in the bubble.
Okay, because if he's gone or traded for some odd reason, yeah, give me all the candy.
Let's discuss this though. Let's break this down before you get off camera, Lee. So if Jahan Dotson is on the bubble, and we talked about this on a previous show where Bogey said this is not the regime that drafted him, does that mean that they're like more they love what they have in Luke? They love what they have. I mean, somebody brought it up on the show a couple of days ago about Miami or Miami.
Or even really Ozawalakias?
Yeah,
see, another. And he's shooting up on the
how's he say his name?
As of everything I'm seeing right now, they're saying McCaffrey is going to be the wide receiver 3 there. Right now,
I expected that he's going to be the slot guy, and that's their
slot guy there. But yeah, Dotson's on the. Looks like he's on the. They're saying he's on the bubble on his way. Could be on his way out.
That's crazy.
It's not.
Ozawalakias.
Stranger things have happened. Well, I'll tap in with you guys if I get any news, and I'll let you guys know.
100%.
Our ear to the streets.
Yeah.
To the streets, man.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Doing all the hard work for us.
I'm happy for the Ginsu.
Yeah, the Ginsu.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be AOC.
I thought so too.
Yeah, because that organization loves that guy. But you know what, too? I think they're banking on the experience. And also, I think from what also is probably behind the scenes when you sit down with Devontae Adams, he's like, look, I need it to be the best arm, and it's clearly the Ginsu. You know what I mean? Yeah. Aiden O'Connell, he was going to be great for all the checking down and the Zamir White things that we wanted. And we're still going to get all that because now we're going to get actual threat down the field with a threat for stretching the field with the Ginsu.
Tucker over there, too.
Yeah, Tucker been looking good in this preseason, bro. On everything, Tucker been looking
big trending. We like it.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. Let's get into our first PYP. Pick your poison, man.
PYP.
Poison. Let's. We're gonna start off in order. Let's get into it, bro. Yeah, man, we got shout out to Peacock, man, 100%. That guy's a fucking genius, man.
NeonPeacockMerch.com.
Come on now, talk about it. Them is facts, man. We got 2 young bulls right here, both being drafted this year. One got first round capability, or one would have a win in the first round. One win in the second round. I think he was the first pick of the second round, if not the first 3 within the first 3 picks of the second round. Let's kick it off with the young bulls, man. Pick your poison, Brian Robinson or Keon Coleman, man.
Brian Thompson.
Excuse me. I
keep Thompson too. I'm fucking up. We waking our game up.
Brian Robinson this morning on good
BTJ.
Yeah.
Thomas Jr. Thomas.
Well,
he got 2 first names.
No,
he got 3 first names in that motherfucker.
Hey, and in both of these situations, it's so many vacated targets. You had 100 plus with Ridley. You had 100 plus with Diggs. Maybe 150 with Diggs. I forgot exactly what it was. 140. Then
on the minus Gabe Davis too.
I was finna say that. You minus Gabe Davis is 80 on top of Diggsy's, and then on top of motherfucking Calvin Ridley. Who else left last year from fucking Jacksonville?
Zay Jones.
So yeah, so they both have.
And then they added in Gabe Davis.
Right. So vacated targets on both sides of this argument, bruh. So, and both of these players are going, in the double digits of the round. So to me, it's really a coin flip, but I'm going to go Keon just based on tied to the better quarterback play and the other receivers that are around Keon Coleman that aren't that have that type of build as a true number one, where you're going with BTJR is that he has established double E. You have established Christian Kirk. You know what I mean? Parker Washington is getting a lot of great camp reviews, looking good on the
They got CK. I didn't think of it. Oh shit! Yeah, they got Christian
my
Kirk.
mama
They got
facts
CK.
looking good in preseason. You know what I mean? So it's just that for right now, maybe to get more action and get more points as the season kick off. Give me Keon. BTJR might establish himself a little bit later on, but I'm gonna go Keon Coleman, bro. Let me shut up.
I do like the aspect of Brian. See, now I'm about to call him Brian Robinson. BTR.
BTJ. Brian Thomas. He got 2 first.
Take 2.
Top of the motor, big bro.
All right. So I do like the upside of Brian Thomas because Calvin Ridley, on top of the vacated targets, he was 3rd most red zone targeted receiver in the league last year. And like, that could translate to some touchdowns when you're playing from behind, because I do think Jacksonville's defense, especially their secondary, is going to be, because they're all about that front 7 over there. That front 7 is kind of nasty. It kind of compensates, but they're, they don't hold people down to points. Not like they're like shutting guys out. They're going to be in some shootouts. So I do like the Brian Thomas idea, but it's Trevor Lawrence, man. Like you said, man, I'm going to go with the established QB, and we might get less yardage out of Keon Coleman, but man, I think we might get some pepper action for real, bro. We might get some PPR goodness here.
Yeah, he definitely might force feed him down the stretch, bro, because the his profile bit. Ain't nobody on that team except
they're going to have him in the slot.
Huh?
He's not just going to be out wide.
Oh, okay.
Like this is what I'm saying. Like how they're like, oh, they're putting emphasis on he's gonna be the Diggs replacement. I don't think so. They went and got this type of receiver because of the system that they're gonna run. They want everything short. They want some yak action. You know what I mean? And he actually has the capability to go down the field. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've seen all the big plays this motherfucker makes, getting behind defenders and shit like that. But he's still also is he's young bull. He's bad against man coverage. At least all his reception. Yeah. Bad against man and press. So like I feel like but he's a zone killer. So I feel like he's gonna be in a lot of slot too. That's how he's gonna shine. So I think we're gonna get some PPR goodness out of here. Because I'm banking on them being smart ass coaches and seeing that. You know what I mean?
I think
the same way.
I think Brian Thomas Jr. is NFL ready, where Keon Coleman is still kind of like a project where he's got to get comfortable in complex schemes and learn things that he might not have needed to learn in FSU. Whereas you got Brian Thomas Jr. has been doing it all. He's been looking really solid too. In LSU, that's a potent offense. And very like NFL ready type of receivers been coming out of there for years now, and Brian Thomas Jr. is gonna fall right into that same category, I think. And so for like this rookie season, I have him as like a dark horse, like best fucking rookie receiver of the year. He could totally get like a thou wow with like almost like 85, 90 catches and overtake the number 1 receiving threat on that team. Christian Kirk has the chemistry and he runs routes very solid. And Evan Ingram, like I'm
Trevor
still
Lawrence
not sold.
He does favorite
things. He had a great year. You can't discount that. And Trevor Lawrence, I mean, when you got a quarterback like that, you're going to be spreading it around. You can't. You can't focus in on one guy. I don't think that type of scheme works for him in general. So moving the ball around, picking and choosing matchups, and seeing what Brian Thomas Jr. has been running out there, I think he's the most NFL ready out of these wide receivers. And
it is crazy that we're getting them in this crop, right? Because people kind of have a stink on Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a passer. Like he's a legit passer. He might not make the best decisions, and some of his throws might
look
be
at his hairdo.
But he's a passing quarterback, and
4,000. He throws for 4,000.
Allen is a good passer too, but he does a lot of work with his run game. So that's another thing that I kind of
that definitely shakes loose. See, if they incorporate, they don't want to. Now that Trevor Lawrence is paid, they're probably not gonna. It's gonna be more of a luxury, but he got legs too. He's known to use some wheels.
The motherfucker ran
he gets that hair flowing in the wind.
Ran for 340 yards last year, bro. And I know that's not fucking LR Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he's not worthless.
No, not
he could take off. Yeah, he could take off and give you some first downs.
He threw for 564 times, so that's what you want. You want a motherfucker that's throwing over 500 times and can hit 4,000. So you want a piece of that offense. And the way that you and Bogey is talking about, especially with the Ridley being one of the most targeted receivers in the red zone, that opens up, especially if you are down in games, because you're going to have to pass that motherfucker. Why you think ETN had, 60 receptions last year, 65 receptions last year?
About damn time, because it's like – They did not throw the ball to the ETN.
Yeah, Doug Peterson.
Until last season. I'm like, that was one of the talking points for ETN coming into the NFL was like, yeah, this guy can catch a ball.
Where do old timers go?
Finally,
Florida,
right? Belichick probably already lamping over there right now, like, I'm about to coach Jacksonville.
Hey, hey, Emil said that Christian Kirk a little banged up right now too, man. You hurt my feelings with that one.
Okay, I didn't hear about that one, but it's preseason. Everybody's working their way back into game day shape, and
so I have. So like a month ago, right? The wily old Bernie Mac. Shout out to Bernie Mac, right? He approaches me. He's like, I need some old timers, some veterans that I can go plug and play right now. He's like, I got Brian Thomas, and I'm like, where? He's like, yeah, I want Debo. He's like, what can we do here? I'm like. And I remember I asked Kid, I'm like, do I just tell him straight up? I'm like, if I just want to get young at receiver all of a sudden, and nothing transpired. But I'm just
Tebow is really freaking potent. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to win. I mean, I'm a competitor in that league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's trying to. He has all these young pieces. He's trying to.
You got to come up on at least a 2-for-1 if you're trading away Tebow.
And that's what I was trying to pressure it. But then I was like, now it might be too late. To buy, because I could have got like Brian Thomas and maybe like a linebacker or something. You know what I mean? Because
they are different fantasy assets at the moment. So
exactly,
because Debo is getting the rock for sure, bro.
Yeah, and like I'm that team. Debo's like, here's the thing: is like Debo's legit my 5 on that team, but I'm going 6 wides or I'm going 5 wides and a Travis Kelce. So it's like, you know what I mean? I've been the 1 or 2 seed the last couple of years. I haven't got to the promised land on that one yet. But so I can't just exactly break the band up to play like, all right, let's see the second half, darling, perhaps. Yeah. So that is my one worry about Brian Thomas, is because if you tell me his ADI at the end of the year is 15 plus, it won't surprise me. But that'll entail that like it's what I mean. He has a little boomer bust nature, you know what I mean?
And that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a boomer bust, like a damn near Gabe Davis. 100%. The 80 targets and fucking 40, 50 receptions. Everything.
Yeah, and even Doug Peterson. This is just off the top of my head. I might be a little wrong. I'm ballparking here, but last time I remember him having an ex receiver that played the entire year for real. I think 2017 when they had Alshon Jeffrey. Remember they traded for Alshon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he only hit for like 60 grabs and like 800, but I think he had like the 6 to 8 tugs or something like that.
He's the one that dropped the ball in the playoffs.
It didn't matter though; they still won it that year. You know what I mean?
Alshon Jeffrey, him and was it him in Chicago? What's the Denver quarterback?
Marshall. Yeah, him and Brandon Marshall.
But what was the quarterback name?
Cutler.
Cutler, Jay fucking
Yeah,
Cutler.
Smoking Jay. Hey, Smoking Jay, he had ball placement right. His ball placement was to put it right where you're going to get fucked up. So you'd be like, all right, 50-50 ball, but it's more like 70-30 in favor of the defender. But you're going to get that ball, but you're going to
feel it.
Destroyed.
Oh, my
Because he destroyed everybody. I mean, he destroyed Brandon Marshall. Even
Brandon Marshall speak highly of that motherfucker, though. That's his
but I'm just saying, though, he definitely put Brandon Marshall, made him take flight a few times and get destroyed. You know
oh. Hey, Emil got a question for us. Shout out to Emil, man, 100%.
Yeah, man,
That's Cortland Sutton. Y'all think Bo Nix is an upgrade over Russ?
I like Sutton. When you watch his film, he looks really solid. He makes plays and he makes big time plays. That's another thing that I like about Sutton is that he finds himself making game changing plays. So the offensive coordinator is not going to shy away from keeping this guy the WR1 on the team, no matter kind of like whoever they bring in.
And it's still Sean Payton, right?
Yeah.
And they kept him on and got rid of the Jerry Judys. They even reworked.
Sutton is so much better than Jerry Jeudy. It's
he's a true X receiver, and he's so goddamn cheap.
You know what?
Yeah, that's another thing about it. Yeah,
Sutton is only one of, I think, 6 receivers. No, maybe 10 receivers that had double-digit TDs. Sutton had 10 TDs last year.
The game-changing play, Cortland Sutton.
That's how crazy last year was.
Yeah, Watson did have 9 touchdowns, didn't he? He was
and it's not like Bo Nix can't stretch the field because you know what I'm saying, the big old rainbow passes to the end zone to Cortland Sutton from Russ last year for the Tugs, but then also they hit him off in the red zone a few times.
And that motherfucker had 13.1 yards per catch, only on 59 receptions. 100%, bro. He had that Alshon Jeffrey type season, 59, 172 yards on 10 TDs. Oh my mama, 100%. So yeah, I wouldn't mind having a piece of Cortland Sutton. 100%. Pause.
That's big drafted,
my boy.
Oh, every day. Y'all want to y'all got anything going out on the BTJR versus Keon?
Brian Thomas Jr. I just wanted to make sure I said his name correctly.
Brian Thomas is my pick too, but I really like Keon. I don't know if he's as week 1 ready as Brian Thomas though. So that's kind of why Brian Thomas wins for me.
Let's go. This one right here, I ain't ready for this one. I ain't gonna lie.
Rico Suave.
Rico.
Deacons look like trash, so I expect great things from Rico.
Yeah, man. At this point of the draft where these 2 players is going, if you get, Chuba had some fantasy value last year for sure. Rico, this is his first opportunity to do some damage in the league. Shit, bro. Fuck it. Give me Chuba, bro. It is what it is. I ain't got too much analysts on this situation right here, bro. Oh, every day. Top of the board, Chase.
Top of the board, Chase.
I like the head honcho in Dallas, no matter what the name is. But I could definitely see Rico overtaking the splits and making it definitely a heavy favorite. Rico at the end of the year, he might get that 70-30% share. And Zeke is if he's unimpressive and not doing shit, the 3 yards per carry and the plotter and all that stuff, that's kind of not where Dallas is hanging out. And they're the New England Patriots offense and the Dallas Cowboys offense have different outlooks, and Dallas isn't going to be okay with the 3 yards per carry or less. Really, I think it was like 2 point something yards per carry on the efficiency. If you get on the if you get on the 1 yard line, then maybe Zeke comes in and you can plot him in there. But I don't know I don't know how much juice is left in the tank. It's like
He'll be out there
I
some
think
short yardage too and third down. He'll definitely be out there on some third downs, and it's gonna be mad situational. There you go for Zeke. That's my opinion because like he can pass pro still very well. I mean, you know what I mean.
I don't think that was a knock on Rico. Rico could do everything
Rico can
that Zeke
pass
could
pro
do.
though. He was out there last year doing it. On
Yeah,
the third down. He was on the third downs. I mean, and he was in the goal line packages a ton too. I mean, I think both the he scored a couple rushing, right, and a couple receiving.
Yeah, and he's a squad guy. Like he's been rostered for years now. He's familiar with everything that they're doing.
I'm taking Rico.
I'm too. I'm going Rico. Yeah.
And like, I mean, because someone's gonna take Zeke, and if they're right, God bless their soul.
Like I said, at this point in the draft, this is kind of
I'm taking Rico for the
chance. The beat report out of Dallas is definitely heavy favorite on Rico for sure.
And Chuba, I think he lightweight banked up. You know what I mean? As it stands right now, I mean, I don't think his week 1 availability is in danger, but he is banked up, so they're getting a good look at the youngster Dylan Johnson, undrafted free agent.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Tearing it up in the preseason. Then you got Jonathan Brooks in the waiting, so like, I probably will take someone like Rico just because as it stands right now, it's just him and goddamn
Tino is going. Y'all have lost your mind. I know exactly where his mind is at. He's like, Zeke is gonna be the thing. I'm like,
hey, you're talking to he's a lifer when it comes to Zeke.
He had huge seasons, but it's so far back in the past now. It's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, my thing with Zeke is they didn't bring him back for nostalgia. They brought him back because they do need him. You know, whether it be situational time, situational play where he only gets in at, but they definitely need help at that position, 100%. And just for
yes, but like, wouldn't you think that they would have done something in the draft at least if they really felt that way? They
maybe. They're waiting on like an Elijah Mitchell or
well, and they didn't. So
maybe they'll kick the tire on a Dalvin.
A little bit of confidence on what they already had, and bringing Zeke in is never probably like honestly like Zeke might not have had a lot of suitors. Like what he did last season is.
I can see Jerry Jones. I can see Jerry Jones being like, you know what, Zeke? I saw what you did up there in New England. That's championship pedigree. Come on back home.
He didn't do much. Like everybody, actually did something. He didn't do shit.
He sees it through star glasses.
The only thing he did was vulture. He had like 10 TDs last year. But and the cold thing is that
he did that the year before that.
And
he only pasta.
And but the thing is with Zeke is that his combined touches were only like 50 more than what Rahamador was, and he played 5 more games than Rahamador, bro.
That's crazy. That's like Rahamador. I'm targeting Rahamador today.
Facts. I love Stevenson.
Every day. No, facts. Emil said that Cowboys will end up trading.
I've heard this before.
I've heard that. And then Tino says Jerry runs RBs into the ground. Remember what he did to DeMarco Murray.
I remember what he did to Zeke too. You know what I mean? If that's the case, see, here's the thing. If say they're dominating in a game, right? Be like, Zeke, go in there and chew this clock out.
Hey, Peacock said, man, F those hotos. It's beef. Oh, my mama. Hey, y'all got anything going out on the
Hey, fun fact: the Texans have been the more dominant. It's in the Texans' existence, which is because they're the youngest franchise, right? They've been the more dominant team in Texas that entire time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's big. Jerry don't like that. He definitely don't like
It's like,
that.
Zeke, you got to come back to bring us back to dominance.
Oh,
America's team, but we got to be Texas team as well.
He don't like it, but he's content because what was that? The little blurb came out that said the Cowboys are the most valuable sports franchise in the world right now.
Yeah. 7 billion or something like that.
10,
I remember
13.2 or something.
Oh, 13. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, because I
13,
think
I
back
gotta say
in
10.
2020 it was like 7. My bad.
Hey, we got a question in the comments. Shout out to Rich Clark. Good looking for tapping in, big bro. He
What
said
up, Rich Clark?
He say Pacheco or Mixon for week 1. I know Pacheco played Baltimore. I don't know who Cincinnati got. Anybody know who
Pacheco
Cincinnati?
plays the Jet. No, I'm sorry. You're right. Baltimore.
Let me see.
I think the Bengals got the not. Is it the no? It's not the Browns. Hold on. I'm trying to see where's my phone at.
I got you, big bro.
Oh, you got it? All right, for sure. Because I'm still going Pacheco. More than likely. Joe Mixon. Oh no, they got the Texans. He's in the Texans. That's right.
They play New England.
Oh shit! Red.
Oh no, Mixon played in Texas. I'm thinking of Cincinnati. My bad.
I fucked that up because I said Cincinnati.
Oh, Peacock in this motherfucker. Did he say it?
Yeah, who did y'all open up against Peacock? Is it Indy again this year?
Indy, yeah, at Indy.
Oh, that's what it is. It's Indy. So, damn.
I mean, if we can get a healthy Joe Mixon, I'm flexing him out.
You know what? No, hell no.
Give me
Pacheco because I read off the stat not too long ago that Pacheco faces a light front base stack 46% of the time, and he get 4.3 yards per carry out of a light base front. And with the weapons that they got, even though that Hollywood banged up for week 1, we ain't got no news on no Rashi suspension, so we ain't gonna get it no time soon. So he clear for week 1.
They got an aerial attack for sure, even just with the Xavier.
Give me Pacheco to open it up, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, if Mixon he's good to go week 1, I'm finding a way to flex him out. You know what I mean?
Oh my mama. The entire Jaguars offense was propped up the first half of the year by multiple Travis Etienne touchdown games. More than Manchester United and the Yankees. Talk about it, bruh. Cowboys worth $10 billion this year. And then once
they hit for the
touchdown from the running back, BS stopped their whole team fell apart.
Hey, you know, Dak, he's over there on his sleep number and he's looking at his phone. He's like, they're worth $10 billion. Get my agent on the phone. And then boom, FaceTime Jerry. He's like, Jerry, what's up, man? I see y'all worth 10 B's.
Man, I need 60.
That's 60.
I need 60 right now. Run it.
You got B's.
Oh my mama, if you don't give me this 60, I'm out of here next year, bro. Oh my mama. Y'all got anything going out on this one right here between Chuba and fucking
just go Rico.
Yeah, I'm going Rico.
Y'all might have me have a share Rico or 2 on my redrafts here coming up.
Rico might be useful throughout the year. Like Chuba, there's a lot of moving parts over there that you know what I mean, and it's almost like another rookie year for that kid, right? Because he has a new system. It's kind of like a fresh start for Bryce Young, and they're gonna lean on that run. If it's anything like they did with their backups.
Right. They're only going to lean on the run if they're competitive.
If they can run, right?
Yeah, like they might get smoked every week and have to like rely on the young quarterback.
Chuba got some hands.
Because if they get another early draft pick, they might not be like, this is our guy of the future, or is there another one out there? Might be playing that quarterback carousel. Bryce Young doesn't do his thing.
I mean, Bryce, they got him for the 5 years, so you'll know by going into year 4 whether they pick up that 5th-year option. That usually shows how they
fill up that quarterback. Oh my mama.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Peacock said any other than Double E and Christian Kirk will be boomer bust receiver for the Jags. Tino said the NFL shared revenue is more than the bottom 10 NFL teams together. You're welcome for this. They say it
Twins.
don't shake without Jerry, but the boy for the Rams too though, he be making shit shake too though, bro. I forgot that motherfucking name that owned the Rams, Conkey or some shit like that. He making
is it less need?
No, I think that's the GM, but the owner.
The owner. Oh yeah, Conkey. Something like that. Yeah,
he makes shit shake. The Waltons in Denver. Unlimited dope. Oh my mama. Hey,
I remember that shit, bro.
You're talking about Spanos building that stadium? Oh wait, no, never mind.
No, because remember this dude, they bought the land long time ago too. They bought the land, and it went until like 10, 12 years later. Well, maybe less than that, but until they built that stadium there. You know what I mean? The motherfucker, he was smart.
Yeah, he damn near had that shit before he left St. Louis.
St. Louis. No, he already did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because St. Louis didn't move back to LA till the Rams didn't move back to LA till what, 2017?
Yep, something like that. They played at the Coliseum.
2016, right? And it was 2016 because that was when they had Jared Goff. That was his rookie year, right? 2016. Yeah, because remember he was over there with Fisher. They were weak.
Yeah. Now when the Rams came back to the Coliseum, shit was going crazy for them motherfuckers, bro. They on everything.
I mean, shit, they got McVay shortly. They got McVay that year at 2017.
Yeah, and they had a shootout game, I think, with Baltimore where they both was put up like 50 points and it came down to an overtime game at the Coliseum. It was a hell of a game. I wonder.
Oh yeah, it came down to like the kick, right? Was it Flacco?
Because I think they have Gurley. Some shit, bro. Because the nigga shout out to Kurt from Hard to Start. He was at that game. Oh my mama, he said that shit was going crazy.
Oh man, shout out to Kurt, man. The other guy.
The other guy.
That shit was funny.
Shout out to the other guy. That shit.
The other guy.
Motherfucker, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that shit too. That shit. I was like, oh, I know him. Hey man, shout out to Kurt. He definitely pulled up. Remember, he was like, man, I just touched down to the base. I mean, I'm turning around. He turned around and came back for the pod. I was like, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
he pulled up.
Let's get into the next PYP, y'all. Right. So we got our second appearance by BTJR, not Brian Robinson Jr., but Brian Thomas Jr. 100%. I would get it right, man. Give me your thoughts between these two players right here, y'all.
I'm still a Brian Thomas guy. Like the prospect profile, the idea of him on a team that doesn't really have a true number one option. I know Evan Ingram did stuff and Christian Kirk's got some chemistry, but they need a guy to like break out. And if anybody has the upside on that team to truly break out and be a real stud, it's Brian Thomas Jr. He's looked really NFL ready. He's coming from a team that was a high scoring offense for like the whole time. He's already been playing with an NFL quarterback. You know, I believe in Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to do really well in the NFL, and he's been playing with a guy that trusted him a lot. And at times, Brian Thomas for LSU had better games than Malik Neighbors. It was it was like a 1A, 1B type of situation out there, and I think Brian Thomas so far, from what I've seen, is can do it all. And Jameson, he's kind of like always been a one-trick pony to me. Like I know that the camp has said that he's improving on other areas other than just running a go route and burning the cornerback and relying on Goff to, you know, like, okay, so this is when the Jamison Williams is not getting the double and triple coverage that Amon-Ra is. Like there's a guy out in Denver or in Detroit, Amon-Ra, where that he's like the alpha, and Jamison will never be the alpha. Whereas Brian Thomas, he could definitely be the alpha. So that's kind of like where I'm choosing my voice.
Old Golfle.
As Brian Thomas could definitely be the guy out in Jacksonville, whereas I don't ever see Jamison Williams beating out Laporta or Amon-Ra for that fact. You know, it's like
Jameson is going later than Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely a great conversation right here, though, to verse these two, because, like, you know, like how many passes did old Golfle have? Pass attempts did he have?
They run the ball a lot, that's for sure.
Golfle had over 500, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He had 605. I think he was number one last year.
600?
That's how
sold that offense is. That's why I like
Sam House has 612. Golf has 605.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
See what I'm saying?
And
he finished out strong, though, is kind of crazy. Because he finished out real strong. Like the last 2-3 games of the season, maybe 2. Someone wants to fact check his game log, but then the way he killed the playoffs, though, too, when it like counted, bro, like it was like, okay. Because that was also the healthiest we ever saw. I mean, this is the first time we're getting him in a week 1 healthy and without no fuck shit over his head, because before he had, you know, he was coming off the ACL. Then he had the PED suspension. And then during the suspension, he got a hamstring. And then, you know, when you're suspended, you can't get with the team facilities or trainers or therapy or anything. You got to do it all on your own. So he comes back. And then and that was this was last year. And by the time he got to like week 10, it was like, okay, he's looking like the guy they drafted in the first round. I'm just saying, I think he was in that conversation that year. And the only reason the Lions were able to grab him is because he fell. You know what I mean?
It was a luxury pick, and like how you led off, we will be getting him in week 1. And on top of that, even though that I know Justin Reynolds isn't a big household name, but he did have a quiet season last year with 40 receptions on 608 yards and 5 TDs. Now, if we get a healthy, you know, Jamo for 17 games,
extrapolate. Let's do it. Now let's go. I like this.
The full-time WR2, even though he's not going to be the second option in that offense, just the opportunity with him being there on the field. And we seen what he did, like and this might be going to your point as well, though, kid. If he might be a one-trick pony, but we seen what he did with the Niners in the first, I think it was the first drive that he scored. It was the second drive that he scored on the motherfucking little trick play that it was.
Yakkery.
It showed his explosiveness. Then as I think he only played 6 games last year. No, he played 12 games. Excuse me.
Yep.
He had a 15.6 ADOT. So he with him coming in and getting the 17 games, no more Justin Reynolds, having a solidified role in this offense with a first round talent on top of everything that they got over there. The coverage and the defensive scheme ain't gonna be locked in on. It's a lot of opportunities for him to have big plays, just like Brian Thomas as well, though, bro. And on top of being in a better offense with better players, 100%, I think I would take my chances on Jamo this year.
I agree. He said it best.
That's right. I mean, I don't mind anybody for taking anybody on that Lions squad. I have I've repeated this before, where I have the Texans and the Lions as the top 2 fantasy offenses of this next year, and then I put the Rams at number 3, and then I have the Eagles at number 4. And just like anybody on those 4 teams, if you can score them a value, you're probably gonna beat the ADP, so to say. And some of the guys are worth jumping up for. Like if you're in the back end of the first, I won't hate you for taking AJ Brown. Like that's a great pick. Still.
I know Tino he's right before me in that 14 team we're about to do, and I'm like, I bet you AJ won't follow me because he won't pass Tino.
Yeah.
We got
Tino's
a
right
question
before me.
in the comments. Shout out to Cam for tapping in. Top of the morning to you,
What up,
big man.
Cam?
Hey, he said, I got Purdy as my only QB. Should I make a trade for Jaden Daniels and Brian Thomas Jr. for my Debo?
If you can get both of them,
Yeah, I would do that.
wow.
Because here's the thing.
I wonder, are you in a super? Are you in a no? He can't be in a super.
Is this
He can't be in
a dynasty?
Yeah, that's true.
If it's a dynasty, I kind of like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I like Jaden Daniels' prospects. Like,
I mean, for that
he's
matter,
probably the wisest decision Washington has done in a long time. They fucking shit the bed with their first round picks. no joke.
Even
But
Chase
like,
Young didn't pan out for them, bruh. Even
yeah,
Chase,
I mean, like,
he
Chase
tear his
Young.
ACL, but you know what I mean.
Tyreek wearing a brace on his hand.
Boyd Haskins, Tyreek.
Tyreek wearing a brace on his hand, not catching no passes. Ear to the streets just tapped in.
Okay, he'll catch with one hand. I've seen it.
100%. Go get Hopkins. He's available. Same ADP will give you
The
mid.
bad thing about Hopkins is that he's catching passes from Will Levis. Like,
Yeah.
I
will going back to the BTR. I was about to mess his name up again. BTR versus the JMO. I get the argument too on both sides because, like, I mean, if it does pan out right for a BTR, he could finish as the best rookie receiver this year. And that if we were talking about, I was talking about he could be like a 15-yard A-dot guy. It won't be far off from a JMO, but I do like that. I do like Ben Johnson, and like you said, with everything going on over there with the Lions offense just being attached to it, and then he is going to be a little bit cheaper. In a lot of instances, you might be able to snag both these guys up. Pause.
Yeah. Cam said his redraft, the league that he's talking about with Purdy and trading Debo, Thomas.
If you're asking me, I'm kind of steady Eddie. If it's a 4-point passing touchdown league, you know what I'm saying? That Jaden Daniels is interesting, but man, I mean, it's hard to get away from the QB5 last year, QB6. What was Brock?
Yeah,
7, I think. He was somewhere in there on everything.
Yeah.
And like how Bogey said, bro, it's time. You got to go get your points, even though BTJR is very appealing. This is redraft, bro. So you might have to wait to get them games.
Yeah, it might be a second half
out of BTJR with to replace what you're losing from Debo right off the rip. Debo putting up 10 to 15 points off the rip, bro. 100%. So maybe target JR a little bit later down the road, but you know what I mean? The Debo and Purdy pack, man, 100%, man. You out here in California or wherever you at, man. I know they got them good packs, man. That's a good pack right there, bro.
Man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
About to roll something.
Yeah, for redraft, and especially when you wanna start hot, you don't want to start cold and work your way back into the playoff picture. You want to start hot and what that allows you to do is capitalize on a trade later on. Maybe you can take it and get something a little bit even better than a Daniels and a Brian Thomas.
I mean, here's the thing too. What happens when you start losing
top in WR1, man?
In your home leagues, what happens when you see fantasy, God forbid it's us, right? But when a motherfucker starts losing early, what happens?
Hey, Cam said, bet. Appreciate it.
Trading shit.
Hey, Cam, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, man. And get
make sure you
in, bro.
Up,
You've been already locked in, man. We do this shit, man. 100% all fantasy season, bro. 100%, man. Hey, it's the halfway point, man. Let's get into our sponsor real fast, man. Shout out to Peacock Merch, man. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in, bro. 100%, bro.
Hell yeah.
And we just got a little bit of good news about 4 minutes ago. It says that running back Jahmyr Gibbs is expected to be back at practice next week. So if you got any shares or if you're targeting Jahmyr Gibbs, it's a little bit of good news right there. A good sign for your shares or for your potential shares. Fuck it, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, Guru Nation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbsy.
Right?
Hey, look at and shout out to Gibbs, man. I was saying, you know, if y'all be tapping into this show, we do this Tuesdays and Friday mornings, and we will kick in more in the gear during the year. But I will say, if you've been tuning in, we've been saying, well, while Jahmyr Gibbs is hurt in Dynasty, if you had David Montgomery, flip him. Yeah, you know
man.
you gotta play the stock market.
Shout out to Cam, man. Cam said he already subscribed. We appreciate you, big bro.
Yeah, man, appreciate you,
everything.
Yeah, don't panic on the Gibbs and make and do something that you're gonna regret because dude, the dog.
he got top 5 finisher written all over him. I mean, so like, you know what I mean? We're drafting him as such. You feel me?
Hey, Dennis said, man, this weekend appearance from Dr. Bogey this season, man.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Bogey, he definitely see, I'm on sabbatical until I think Sunday. Yeah, because we top off the sabbatical with a
because we get paid to relax, yo.
You know what I mean?
100%.
You know what I mean? I don't really do the golf course. I do more mushrooms than anything. You know what I mean?
Got that Pac-Man right now. It's probably the most overrated tree I ever waited for in line. Oh, that's crazy.
I mean,
it's like Pac-Man Jones.
I was about to say, yeah, when the celebrity tree brands, you know what I mean? Like, see, that's why shout out to Ricky Williams. That's why he's dope, because he's an actual connoisseur. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson, his shit, is dope because he's an actual connoisseur. Because you got to go to different states wherever they got them, and you got to go and find the little cultivator. You know what I'm saying? And be like,
shout out to Cali, man. There's so many off-name brands that just rock the fucking fire.
It's facts, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ellis Greens. You know what I mean?
Ellis Greens.
Yeah, and shout out to Wafers too, man. Shout out to John Doe and Barbarian over there, man.
EG, man. I see y'all next Saturday or next Friday, man. 100%, bro. He said he said the shit was fire, but it ain't got no flavor. And then Cam said he was just worried about Debo staying healthy this year. I'm looking
when it's fire and it got no flavor, that means that it's grown really well. So they got a great operation. It's just the genetics is a little.
I mean, they're also like the stuff that with the hell of flavor, they be juicing it with the terps. You know what I mean? When I say juicing, I mean they put that in the genetics. You know what I'm saying? You're
there you go. It's a genetic thing. The terpenes is a real thing. Every plant
certain shit with high terps and whatnot. You know what I mean? They're real scientifical, bro. The new popping shit. Shout out to Hess, man. The popping shit he was telling me about. Yeah, I was chopping it with probably like a month ago. He was telling me about, they got the full, it's just all organic shit, big ass things of fucking, 2 feet of soil, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? Just all the meters and all the fucking just high tech, but it's all fucking soil straight up. That's just, you know what I mean? And with the worms in it and everything, bro, it's straight organics. It's like, and that's the shit. It's a little pricier. But you know what I mean? That's what the high connoisseurs is blowing now. You feel me?
And then, out here in California, we just had the state fair. Shout out to Cuzzo L. Shout out to Cuzzo.
Oh, state fairs, bro.
Yeah, Ellis Greens tore it down.
They were the ambassadors.
You can light up with no fucking repercussion.
Yeah, so Ellis Greens they were the ambassadors of the cannabis area. 100% on everything. So they were the in the inaugural year of the acceptance of cannabis on a public property event on my mama. And we got Peacock talking about new designs dropping soon. Shout out to Ginger Ninja, aka Den, for the upcoming golf. Not golf, but golf. They got something cooking up with some black eye print and some black fingernails and all black shit. I don't know, man. Shout out to all the golf that I used to see in high school, bro. All Baba. We got I got Kelsey for Monty like a week ago. Oh yeah, I remember you was talking
Yeah,
about.
let's go. I remember. Yeah, see, if they remember we were saying that too. It's like, listen, bro, flip that now. The stock market.
Hey, Cam said I wanted Gibbs in the second round, but he didn't fall to me, so I had to go get Puka instead.
Puka is my second round.
Fall
pick.
into the second round. That's awesome.
Yeah, Puka is my second round pick. Yep.
Yeah, I'm in a 14 teamer that I'm about to draft, and like, you know what I'm saying, I would hope, and I'm in 13 overall, and I would hope that Puka, someone like a Puka or Garrett Wilson, someone I'll be like debating over, hoping AJ falls me, but Tino's watching. Tino's gonna take him, aren't you, Tino? Put it in the chat.
He ain't going no later than the 7th or the 8th pick. 7th or the 8th pick. Maybe
it's a super flex.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, well, you good. Yeah.
Not QB premium though, so it's 5 point per passing touchdown, and it's regular with the passing yards. You know, 1 for every 25. So the rushing QBs tend to go. Obviously, like Stroud's gonna go somewhere, I'm sure, because people love. I mean, who wouldn't love Stroud this year, right? But like, 100%. Yeah, I'm estimating like 5 QBs and 7 skills before it comes to me at 13.
Yeah, I seen this little blurb too. That didn't make me happy.
Yeah, me either, big bro. On everything. Shout out to the ear to the streets. You know, he stayed grinding that motherfucking his sources 100%. He say Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase say he ain't touching the field without a new contract. Man, run me my money.
Yeah,
he misses out on a lot of money.
My shillings.
He's already signed under a contract. If you don't show up, you're throwing money out the fucking.
You ain't tripping.
Checks. You'll lose.
I mean, it is like it seems like a risk to me. Like if you go out there and you play, it's not gonna hurt your value. I don't think you've already solidified your value. The only way that you're gonna lose value is if you have like a career ender and you can't play no more. And
that's why you don't touch the field.
Yeah.
But like that's not football player status.
I mean, he said he's back at practice, but he's not.
I understand it's not football player status, but you got to remember too, this is a business, and he's at the top 100%. You know what I mean? Especially
he's got his man Burrow throwing the ball to him. Like
100%. That's why
you're jeopardizing the. I mean, Burrow got the bag, so I guess it's different for him. But it's like, man, how you gonna do him dirty? Like you've been rocking with Burrow for like a long time before the Bengals even. It's like, I don't know, man. I think some of these guys who are super talented and want to get the bag and they deserve a bag and they say they ain't gonna play until they get it. That's just too selfish for me. It's like this is a team sport, you know. Like go play golf if you want to be selfish.
Bowling, maybe.
Hey,
I think you make a lot more money playing golf.
You know what? Actually, I agree with you. You hear that, Brandon Ayuk? Get your little bag that we're offering.
Brandon Ayuk has never came out and said that he won't play. That's different. With Jamar Chase, he's saying, no, I ain't going to play. Like, I think Brandon Ayuk will go out there.
When I got drafted, I had the orange and black wops on. I knew I was going to the Bengals.
He was just
he said before I got here, you guys were still the Bengals.
They gave him permission to go check your value and see what we can get for you. And if not, then you're probably going to be a 49er this season. You're going to play football.
But going back to Jamar Chase, though, you know what's so crazy about it is like it's this organization. They have been doing things different. Like they built an indoor facility finally. You know that they're like, oh shit, they're actually breaking some bread here. I mean, they got us. They already had it. They have a Super Bowl contending team. I mean, they're only a couple years removed from
being in the bowl.
Losing the Super Bowl. Yeah, being in the bowl. So like, you know what I mean? Like it is in their best interest. You know what I mean? Like, look, they paid Joe Burrow too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure sooner than later they'll get another stadium.
Oh, what else I heard, bro? From I forgot what analyst it was.
Because before they used to never pay nobody. Is my point.
It's in the team's favor to sign them early. That way, you lock them in before the next motherfucker resets the market.
100%.
Yeah, like DJ Moore, he signed real early, and now he's like a fucking like a discount type of WR.
No facts, 100%.
AJ Brown jumped on it right after. Pause.
Your facts. And so that's the thing. If I'm Cincinnati,
St.
and I'm
Brown.
trying to give him
did the
what
same.
his partner just got. I'm trying to give him that 34, that 35, because if he come in this year and hit for 15, 16, 1700 yards and a double-digit touchdowns, he gonna want 36 or 37. You know what I mean? Even though that's only a few mil more, but he's coming in, and that's gonna be his 4th year on the books. Even though he's a year behind his partner down in Minnesota, still, brother, production that he's got on film walking into the league, bruh. I mean, he deserves his dough. Just
When they could have got Penei Sewell, they got Jamar Chase because they know
now.
Jamar Chase is someone that, you know what I mean, this is attached to their franchise guy. Also, because having a threat like that on the field, you know what I'm saying, you can't, you know, it actually compensates for a bad offensive line. I mean, we've seen them kind of mink shifted together.
Yeah, but we've seen his ass get beat up too, though.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, even last year, even with Bill Callahan there being like one of the more renowned line coaches, but still, I'm just saying, like, if you gotta pay this guy and just get back in motion, because I got so many fucking, speaking selfishly now, got so many Burrow Chase stacks in Dynasty. It's not even funny.
Hey, Cam said, could y'all rate my team? You don't know how to feel about it. We in a 10-man start 7 standito.
Okay.
You better be balling because you're gonna get a bad grade if you ain't got it working.
Yeah, go ahead, drop it, big bro.
Yeah, drop it in there. We'll grade that thing.
Bogey's gonna give you a real critical grade, that's for sure. Start in a league like that. Start 7.
I could already say it's got to be top heavy.
Start 7, bro. You gotta be top heavy.
And you know one thing about the wide receivers, they shelf life. So you got to understand, even though that the wide receivers want their money, the running backs, you know what I mean, they die off. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why not pay your motherfucking your top guy with and keep him connected to your fucking your quarterback, your franchise quarterback.
And this is year 5, right? Oh no, this is year 4. So that's why it's smart, because he's 2021. You know what I'm saying? So it is smart. I mean, like I just mentioned, even with Penei Sewell, they extended him. It's in your best interest to do that, because now it becomes cap friendly, because you're able to just tack on top of this existing year and his 5th year. You know what I'm saying? Because the 5th year too, they're obviously, they picked up his 5th year option. You have to say that. And then that's where it starts, when the receiver goes, I don't like that. You know what I mean? Give me my bag. You know what I mean?
Give it to me.
You don't want to see look what's going on with Brandon Ayuk now, or CeeDee Lamb, when you're trying to get a guy play under that 5th year option. Fuck that.
And you know what? The cold thing, I'm glad you brought up that Brandon Ayuk, because he said that he would have took the 25 if they would have gave it to him at the beginning of the motherfucking offseason.
Yeah.
Had he for lesser, you wouldn't be in this motherfucking position, man.
And that's the way the Niners rock, though. They wait forever to like make a decision, and like, what is your team gonna be better with or without Ayuk? And it's gonna be better with him. So
I mean, like, we did let that market go up and up enough. Yeah,
Texans,
and there goes another example right there.
Smart fucking ownership.
Yeah, the Texans were like, boom, Nico Collins, extend them.
Hell yeah.
That's a damn good example right there, bro. Oh, my mama, Nico got the bag, bro. They seen the potential.
And it's friendly.
And Nico wasn't a first round pick too, though, so they had to do it.
Was he a first round pick? I thought he was like a 3rd round.
Yeah, he wasn't a first round.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
So that's one of the reasons why they
last year. Yeah, exactly.
Ayuk was a 49ers first round pick, which is different from a regular first round pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're trying to milk it.
We got Purcell getting.
Here we go right here. Here go Cam. He say he got Brock, Brees, Mixon, Puka, Ayuk, Debo, Njoku, Ridley, Swift, the Scottish Lord, McLaurin, OG Mostert, Jacoby. I love my Myers. Pause. Hey, that's a big pause. Yeah. Josh Downs,
Oscar Meyer. My baloney has the first name.
Right. No.
So if you can get into an elite tight end like a Kelsey or maybe even a Laporta, then that would probably be.
Still got Njoku though.
Njoku, I like Njoku. I have him like,
I like this team 5, a lot, actually.
6. I do. I like it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Brees is top heavy. Purdy is steady Eddie, and then you got Mixon. you got Mixon like a pretty much a must start. Like,
and you got him at a value.
and you got
Then you got
Swift
Terry
and McLaurin and
Yep.
Mostert and Myers and all
Yep,
those guys on your
you're doing
bench.
your
Like
thing.
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, they ain't nobody to pick no hole at except for Njoku if you want to get a little bit better. Other than that,
That's like the glaring like position that I think you can get better at is your tight end, and I don't think it's out of the question.
Floating around out there on the waiver on the tight end.
Go talk to the top tier tight ends and see what they want.
If there's a shit, Jake Ferguson floating. He said 10 team.
I wouldn't come off of an Njoku just to get a Ferguson. I would have to go for like a Laporta or a Kelsey, Mark Andrews, somebody that is capable of getting the tight end number one.
And then he does got an option because he do got 2 Niner wide receivers. So I understand why you brought up trading Debo because you do have Ayuk. Shit, and we're not exactly where we want to be on the Ayuk situation, but
and the year hasn't started yet, so I wouldn't even move. I wouldn't even budge yet.
100%, bro.
Yeah, and unless something comes knocking that's worth your while.
The other tight end that could be on the wire is fucking Dalton Schultz. 100%. Maybe just go snatch him to string your tight ends and keep your depth right now, like how Bogey said because the season ain't started.
Yeah, and we're in it for the long haul because you could get into some situations like that's what's tough about these 7 start teams because it's like now it's like okay, it's matchups. You know what I mean? But for the long haul. You know what I mean? Like
it's a 10-team
if you're
start 7.
Like if you were gonna move Debo, I'm not moving Debo to get depth. I'm moving. I might even take a Debo and like a McLaurin, and I'm going after the Chase guy right now because man, like hey Chase, he said he ain't finna play, bro, unless he gets paid. You know what I mean? I'm doing all that because that's what I'm trying to do. In this type of league, I'm trying to consolidate down to where I have this must-start team every week. 100%. I don't even have to worry about my starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And one of those bargaining pieces is one of those 49er wide receivers just to get because you ain't gonna start both of them at the same time.
Yeah, and unless we have like 4 weeks of our defense is absolutely ass giving up points and we're throwing 45 times a game. I'm like, okay, maybe we have a case here, but that's a crazy world I don't want to live in.
100%. All right, let's get into the second half of PYP, man. Pick
your poison.
Let's get into it, man. Yes, sir. We got the motherfucking Romeo, Arthur Romeo. I don't know if that's the exact line in the play.
You nailed it.
Everything, bro.
Major than Shakespeare. Well, Tupac, same thing.
Same thing, man. We got Shakespeare reincarnated into Pac, man. 100% versus Josh Palmer. Give me your thoughts on these 2 wide receivers, man.
These are both great late round additions. If you come up on any of these guys, you're doing yourself a solid favor of making the right decision, whatever round it might be. Like, I think we're talking double digits sometimes in some of these leagues. Superflex is kind of like where I live in, and that's where these guys are going. And I always feel because I take them both. I target both of these guys, and when I get them, I feel confident that I've got a late round starter. Somebody that isn't going to sit there and collect dust on my bench and then just kind of like be like a plug and play. These are going to be legit options. Romeo Doubs with Jordan Love, that's a thing. And then Josh Palmer with Justin Herbert.
We've seen it be a thing.
Yeah. So this is probably the hardest decision for me so far. Out of our PYPs, but give me fucking Romeo Doubs. I'm with the Doubs train. I believe in the Green Bay Packers. I think they can get into the playoffs. Where the Chargers, they're probably a cellar dweller. again this year. I don't think they make the move up and do
Jim
anything.
Harbaugh isn't gonna rah them up.
Nah,
Good old Jim.
nah. And like they just trend in the wrong direction. Like the Packers, the Packers are the Packers are doing everything they can to get back into the playoffs, and we've seen that when they played the Niners, that was a really competitive game. And I think they're hungry to get back there. And guess who was the fucking number one option in that fucking game?
They decimated the Cowboys. The Cowboys were one of the best teams last year. They straight destroyed them.
Yeah. And Romeo Doubs has been that guy in the times that matter most. They got a lot of weapons out in Green Bay, but I think Dobbs is the guy.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo, bro? You already know me. That's a slam dunk for me. Because I love Josh Palmer, and there's a lot of instances where I'm gonna take Romeo Doubs a little ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just, you know what I mean? Maybe like if he's around a late round 10 guy and I'm early in the round 10, I might go ahead and grab my Romeo Doubs because that's the guy that's, like you said, he might not just be like a streaming option on bye weeks and shit. This could be a guy that you actually get into your lineup on a consistent basis because he's the guy I mean, I love the Jaden Reed. That's more expensive, far more expensive. And I'm just going to take the guy who's had all the chemistry with Jordan Love and didn't have to bank on having a lack of a run game. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know what I mean? Like where there's a volume in passing, because if they're going to get efficient, it's going to be with Romeo Doubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm going to go Romeo too, even though Romeo's target share and his target rate are under 20%, in which, you know,
that's why I said if they're going to get efficient, it's going to be a Romeo Doubs.
And Spencer also said this on one show as well. Shout out to the guru that they do spread the ball around, and they had 7 receivers that did have over 40 targets last year. Even though over 40 isn't a lot, but it was 7 receiver or seven pass catchers that had over 40 targets. But he was
hella injuries too, though. That was crazy.
No fact.
And that's a good stat.
And Dobbs, bro, he had 17 red zone targets on 9 receptions, and that was 14th in the fucking at his position, bro. So with him having the red zone targets and having 8 TDs last year, and he had, I think it was only one game that he had double-digit TD. He had it was week 1 where he had 2 TDs. But it seemed like every other game that motherfucker was scoring a touchdown at certain points. You know what I mean?
Because he had them bundled up. You know what I mean? Like I think he started week 1, he hit for 2 right out the gate. But like he was on the hammy, so it was just all efficient shit. Like he got if he got 5 targets, he caught 4 of them hoes or some shit like that. It was like insane to start out. But
100%, and he was number 1 in targets last year on the team. But you brought up Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is going higher, and Jaden Reed was second on the team in targets.
Yeah, and Jaden Reed has got a little bit more flexibility. Like the offensive coordinator can do a lot more things with Jaden Reed. So that's probably why you see Jaden Reed go like 3 or 4 rounds before Dobbs, but the value of 3 and 4 rounds, man, I don't know if it's worth it. Like to wait and get Dobbs, you might be hammering yourself a fucking route to the fucking playoffs with because the guys on the Green Bay team are guys to target, almost every single one of them.
Romeo.
Yeah, and then like you said with the efficiency, his A dot was 11.7, and with the targets that he received, the 96 on the 59, that shows you that he's even though he had 14 deep targets as well, it shows that he is more of a short to intermediate route to move the chains like type. And you know he's gonna Jordan Love is gonna tend to favor that 100%.
Because if he learned anything from old Wiley Rogers, you know what I mean. You got to pay attention to your chain mover. You know what I mean?
Facts. But also Wicks is a hot commodity in that wide receiver core too. And Wicks might.
Yeah, and if you're a Wicks truther, you got to be celebrating every time you hear Christian Watson's banged up, because I think that's the guy who's going to slot in there. But also like I mean, shit. he's gonna be one of them 20-yard ADOT guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not gonna be reliable to me. Love him in best ball. Dial him up.
Fudge Packers. I so every day. Let's get into the next one, bro.
Shout.
Said book Duchenne a QB that shares a sign of good quarterback. He's looking for a wide receiver open, not a superstar to get him stats. Talk about it.
Let's go.
100%. Let's get into it. Next one. I'm moving slow. My bad.
Nah, it's all good.
We got our first quarterback duel. Talk about it. We got the young bulls, bro. We got the fresh faces of the league, man. Let's talk about it. JD5 versus Mr. Fingernail Polish himself, man. Let's get into it.
And you know, real pimps, they get their nails done, but the polish is a little different.
No, 100%, man. I'm all for manicures and pedicures, man. Especially if you're around and you walking around with sandals on with no socks, man. You got to make sure your dogs look good, man. And you know you're well. Work with your hands, take care of your hands. If you work with your feet, take care of your feet, man. 100%, man. But just don't be going with pinks and purples and rainbow colors and all types of stuff like that, man. 100%.
Hey, listen, he needs to go full glam rock with getting bedazzled and shit, bro. He be killing it, bro.
All right. Hey, Bakes, ain't there another receiver in Tampa, the young bull McMillan that's making a push for Trey Palmer's job?
Well, here's the thing too, is like in Dynasty, if we wanted to say, we might be just 1 year away from McMillan being a full-time guy for us, right? Because you know what I'm saying, I would assume Mike Evans, you know what I mean, like, or does he keep going forever? Either way, same thing with Godwin contractually. So it's like McMillan becomes interesting. But yeah, I think Trey Palmer, he ain't nothing but like, he about to be a return guy, bro, or like in a 4 wide receiver set. You know what I mean? Like that third.
Yeah, the upside on Dontavian Wicks is a little bit higher than actually. Fuck that. No, it's a lot higher than Trey Palmer. What we got in
100%.
Tampa Bay is two real dogs. Like Trey Palmer would have to like all of a sudden break out and be somebody like way
that's what I'm saying.
than we were ever expecting.
McMillan's going to be that third.
When Dontavian Wicks is out on the field, sometimes he does look like the best wide receiver out there.
He just killed for
He's not getting the opportunities that the other guys are. But when he does get the opportunities, he looks just as good as any other wide receivers in
Green Bay is arguably, like, I used to say the Steelers all the time was like really good at drafting receivers, but they've been missing for the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Not to say the Pickens ain't the guy, but like Green Bay, they find these guys all the time, right? It's maybe they take a little while to develop them, but you know what I mean? Like, because look at the track record. Even Jordy Nelson, you know, it took him a couple of seasons, then he was the guy. And James Jones, same thing. And you know what I'm saying? Devontae Adams, same thing. They just developed
Jennings.
Yep, Jennings back in the days. Yep, before Nelson and Jones.
I think they drafted Donald Driver, OG with Brett Favre.
Sharp, the other Sharp too, right?
Yep.
Sterling.
Yep. On my moment. All homegrown, just like the Steelers. They draft their wide receivers too and develop them motherfuckers.
Yeah. In recent history, though, right? I mean, I guess Pickens, because you know what I'm saying, like they were hitting all the time, though, man. I ain't gonna lie, from Juju to freaking even Martavis Bryant, if he wasn't just smoking all that weed, and obviously AB and Manny Sanders, and like they just weren't missing for a while.
Right. On my moment. Hey, Tino said on the JD5 versus Caleb, is we talking dynasty or is we talking
we're talking, so in this case, the way it's because it's late rounds, it's obviously geared towards a single QB, but like in Superflex, it's the same thing. If you ask me, it's just not late rounds. It's just like it's still an argument. Like it's pick your poison. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's draft talk, bro.
Yeah. It's draft talk. Oh yeah. To answer the question, yeah. Shout out to Twin. But I mean, see, I kind of feel like there's more stability in what I want, because I don't want my guy to die on me. And when it gets deeper into the season, because he's all banked up from running around, in this case JD5. So I might, even if I'm going to choose between the two, I'll pay just a little bit more to go ahead and get me a Caleb Williams, because man, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, bro. You know what I mean? You might show me him here with some painted nails, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Definitely going.
Yeah, I'm not knocking him for putting some color on them bitches. Like,
I mean, rock stars do it all the time. Then I found out you told me his mom's had a nail salon, and she was a nail tech or whatever. He's over her to work.
He's just doing a shout out when it comes to that stuff. I think like he appreciates the scene, I guess. I don't know, but he's been involved with it for so long, so he's rocking with it. He's not changing his mindset just because he's just because he's on more televisions every week. I don't think he's going to change his demeanor. I like Caleb. I think he's shown he showed everything that number one overall pick should be showing, and that's not always the case. Like sometimes
Trevor Lawrence
underwhelmed, and with Caleb's situation, I think he's got the team to actually do some damage. I do think that the NFC North is the most likely division to showcase 3 playoff teams, with the Lions, Packers, and Bears being the dark horse in that league. I think the Bears can easily get into the playoffs.
Bears got to lose the schedule
because they got the schedule, they got the defense, they got
weapons,
a quarterback that can make the right decision and not just like scramble for his life. And but when he does scramble, he might be just as good as Justin Fields, but he's got everything else that Justin Fields wasn't able to provide. And I like the Bears, and I don't see the Commanders getting into the playoffs. So maybe that's the tiebreaker for me, because I am up on Jaden Daniels. I think he's a solid option, and anybody that wants to choose Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams, I'm probably not mad at you, but I'm gonna, like Bogey said, I'm gonna buy into it, and I'm gonna run with the Caleb, man. Yeah, I think he's the real deal.
Yeah, I think this is a clean sweep, and you said it, kid. If with the weapons that they have around Caleb in Chicago, bro, you got OG in Keenan, you got an explosive steel weapon in DJ, and we seen DJ post top. He was a WR1. He might have been back end WR1, but he was still a WR1 right last year with the play of
with shit QBs, yeah.
100%. Then on top of that,
yeah, that's right, because he had tea bags too for a while there.
Yeah,
and then on top of that, they invested their second pick in the first round in Rome, and we seen what Rome did last week. Rome had a nice catch, you know what I mean, even though it's just a catch, but yet it shows that the
I drank the Kool-Aid right after that catch.
We've already shot it out at, like, he's got the highest fucking rated profile in the homie's fucking little thing, right?
And one of the things we're about to talk about next is that the tight end, man, I got some shares of Cole Kmet, man.
Perception.
100%, man. That motherfucker got everything around him. And Tino said something about the defense. It will either keep his INTs high, or he'll be the best rookie quarterback ever. I'm guessing he'll play like Peyton and throw a lot of picks his first season. I understand that could be
Andrew Luck. His first couple seasons, he was like that.
On everything, no facts. But the defense, though, it showed up at the end of the last.
Because Andrew Luck didn't have no defense at all, or offensive line too, so he was shredding. Then now Caleb, he does got all the pieces. Like, hey man, Poles over there, they killing shit, man. You know they got Poles in Chicago. Hey, see what I did there?
Nobody in the Bears have done, to be fair. We are all assuming now. I understand that, but man, I like what they got around there, though. They brought in the right pieces for the young brother to
I will say, Shane Waldron Shane Waldron was part of the staff when Sean McVay when they got to the Super Bowl with Jared Goffel, and then he made a career year out of Geno. You know what I'm saying? He even got into the playoffs with Russ prior to that. You know what I mean? Oh no! Russ died on him. Yeah, that's right. He got to the joint with Geno, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So now he got Caleb Williams. So I'm just, I think they're in safe hands here, especially when we're talking fantasy. You know what I mean? Because we've got some output out of those guys. You know what I mean? Under Shane Waldron.
And he's just looked like the part. Like he's looked the part of a number one overall pick. Just like Stroud.
Let's look at this.
He looked like the number one overall pick. He was number 2, but I feel like he's like when it shows, and it's hard to deny. Jaden Daniels at times kind of doesn't do much for me, and I might not be on the majority on that take, but what I've seen from Caleb is that he's willing to put it all out there to win some games, and that's what I want out of the number 1 pick. Just like how Stroud was out there trying to win every single game, I just don't see that from Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a little bit more what do I do? Because I don't have the talent that Caleb does, and that's kind of like where Bryce Young, he didn't have the talent that the Texans do. It's
let me stop you there and let's go back, because everybody thought that Bryce Young was going to be in a better situation than CJ Stroud in Houston at the time, because everybody's like, Houston has 0 receiver talent. There's nobody there for CJ Stroud. They have no offensive line. So it was really all CJ Stroud. He made everybody else around him better. So I think they lucked out with that. But I like Jaden Daniels because you said, he doesn't have that talent around him. What is he going to do? Well, he's going to take off running. That's what he's going to do. And that breaks fantasy football, in my opinion. So that's why I like Jaden Daniels going so late. And after Caleb, who doesn't have as high
with the Jaden Daniels save right quick. Oh, he was not a clean sweep.
I take Jaden Daniels in a lot of leagues at the end, especially I've taken him in Superflex leagues as my QB3, and I've taken him in QB1 leagues as my first quarterback, and then I'll pair him with somebody safe like Stafford or Goff to start the year just in case it doesn't pan out.
Okay, so let me ask you a quick question, Peacock, because I was having this argument with my guy yesterday because I was like, recency bias definitely affects how people approach drafts from year to year, and I was like, I haven't done any Superflex actual redraft drafts yet, but I'm like, I feel like the QBs are gonna fall this year. You know what I mean? Like QB2, the second tier at least. You know what I mean?
For sure.
The top 6 is going for sure when they go. You know what I mean? But
I'm not drafted 8 times yesterday because my home league is drafting in a week and a half from now, and I did horrible last year. So I'd had a great draft. I just traded all my great players away at the wrong time. So that's another story. But I have been noticing that you have your top 5 or so guys, and they're going really high within the first 3-4 rounds, and then there's a gap, and then you can still get great guys who are just maybe 2-3 points less per game, but still starters who have decent floors. Like I said, Matt Stafford's barely being drafted. Same thing for guys like Goff, Kirk Cousins, who yet to be seen how healthy he is off of that Achilles, but still known for being just a statue, stand there, pocket passer, so it shouldn't affect him too much. There's a lot of guys that you can get late or at the end of your draft or even undrafted that you can kind of plug and play and stream at times. So yeah, definitely the QB2s are dropping off.
Okay. Is this crazy? Because I feel like everyone would do this. Everyone's going in the single QB. People are going Caleb over Baker. In a super flex, I feel like people are doing that same thing too. I feel like Baker's gonna be just another good value this year, is what I'm saying.
That's another undrafted guy.
Yeah. Stafford, Baker. Because if you're in the league,
and Baker falls way further down the pecking order from Caleb. Caleb he does have a lot of hype, but I think why he has a lot of hype is because his college production, and then if we're talking about more recent drafts, it's because the film speaks volumes. So I like what I see from Caleb. I like the idea that the Bears can win games, and then I don't really see the Commanders really winning too many games. So
He's gonna put it all on the line.
I put a lot of value into wins, and because the quarterback usually has, like, with the defense.
Let's look at their schedules.
They have a lot of involvement with winning. So in that division, that you're going to have to be really super competitive to win games. I find that the Bears might take the advantage over the Commanders next season, and that's why I have Caleb still over Jaden Daniels. I like them both. I really do, and it sucks for Bryce Young because I think I do like the quarterback, but his situation is so shit that we're talking about. Like Bakes Lot says, is it gonna be Will Levis or Bryce Young? I was like, man, that's like bottom of the barrel. That's like dumpster diving, bro. Like, especially in the single QB. Like, if you have either of those guys, you're hurting bad.
I take the Ginsu over all of them.
For sure. You mean testosterone T-Law?
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that one. Okay, real quick. Let's look at their schedules. For Washington versus the Bears. Let's see how their first 4 weeks are going to pan out, because like first 4 weeks is going to say a lot. If they come out the gate firing, it's when the good coordinators start to get the film on you. Like, all right. I mean, that's why CJ Stroud was so amazing last year, because it was like just week after week, they just kept shredding everyone. You know what I mean? And like you had all this split up right now.
And nothing against the NFC East either. Like the Eagles and the Cowboys, they're really good teams. So if Caleb is gonna have to win, he's gonna have to beat some good teams too. So
yeah, because you got him in like you said, one of the tougher divisions this year, or one of the dark horse divisions that could have produce actually 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Jaden Daniels would be a huge reason why the Commanders get into the playoffs. I just think that Caleb has so many different weapons advantages.
You got Cliff Kingsbury there, who
that doesn't make me confident.
No, but I'm just saying he just came from having Caleb Williams, right? Last year.
What schedule are we looking at? The Bears and the
Commanders.
Okay, so
I got the Commanders pulled up right now.
Okay.
They open with at Tampa Bay versus New York Giants, at Cincinnati, at Arizona. That's the starting September 8th. And that's the Commanders.
So I think they can go. They might go 2-2. They could. I can make a case they can go 2-2. You know what I mean?
And then the Bears' first 4 games are versus Tennessee, at Houston, at Indianapolis, versus Rams.
I can have them going 1-3 right there. But see, I can make the same case for Washington too. See, because coming out the gate for me, right? That's when the hype gets. You know what I mean? When people start panicking too, they go, See, and that's what I'm saying too. If you're in a single QB, I probably wouldn't even roll out. Maybe against Tennessee, because Tennessee last year, but now you have Snead, but they were giving up like 3 bills through the air every week. You know what I mean? So
when you got Jordan Love hitting value at like the 10th, 11th round or wherever the fuck he goes, it's like, and then Brock Purdy afterwards shortly.
Yeah.
Like those type of quarterbacks. I
mean, even if I wanted to spend up just a little bit, I would take that even in a single QB.
Barring that his top flight wide receiver come to play.
People hate Dak too. Even the Cowboy fans. I don't want him.
The later that it goes, though, is more time that CD doesn't have to get into, that shape the rest of that his fucking teammates is in, bro.
Taking reps.
Yeah, that situation's starting to get scarier and scarier for him and Chase and Brandon Ayuk, bro.
And I would throw Goff over these guys too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like if I'm in a single QB too, someone else is gonna spend up on that on the Caleb's and the Jaden Daniels. Like Jaden Daniels too, just because of the rushing, like he had a 3-yard rushing touchdown. Everybody's going crazy.
Facts.
They're like, extrapolate.
Hey, Caleb rushing touchdown was nasty too, because
for sure.
he can throw.
Everyone was already going.
What was
crazy.
even better was when Dunze was out. He all he had to do was know where he was at, and that would have been a really nice play.
I don't want to extrapolate
talking about that
from those guys because they did all their good work versus backups, both of them.
Yeah.
Bland ass defenses.
Well,
we'll see.
They're gonna come out and they're gonna be like rookies, bro. They're gonna look like rookies. Even CJ Stroud, his first 2 games, you go back and look at him, he looked kind of rookie-ish. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't just happen overnight.
Like 30+ times, though, right?
we've talked a lot about rookies in this episode, and I do like the rookies that look a little bit more ready right off the bat. Like Brian Thomas does look ready.
Bo Nix.
As opposed to like the Keon.
Bo Nix is really good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Bo Nix does look
he
like
plays like where he can read them like that, close to the line of scrimmage, like first 2 levels or whatever, make them quick. 1 or 2 reads. If not, he can run. Then like shit, man, keep it like that, and you look good. You know what I mean? Keep it within where he can play and where the offense develops for him. And guys are open. Tim Patrick looked like a fucking superstar, like he had missed the last 2 years of.
Tim Patrick always kind of looks really nasty. Actually, I love Tim. I'm a San Diegan, so when he played in SDSU, it was great to see him get drafted. And
shout out to the Aztecs.
Hell yeah! And then like all of a sudden, like he's not a household name because of injury history, but everybody's picked him up off of waiver wires. That's for sure.
Put some money on.
Yeah, I missed out on the Tim Patrick wave after that game. I was like,
and I'm an Aztec dad, man, proud parent, man, 100%.
Oh yeah, man! Congratulations!
Yeah.
She just graduated, huh?
Last year,
Last year, yeah. Oh, she just moved back.
100%.
That's what you're saying.
916 backwards, man, 100%, man. Talk about it, man. Let's get
That's
into our last 2 PYPs, man.
Let's do it.
Man, I swear to God, I saw Cole Kmet holding the ball like that. It's like, see the quarterback? He looked like he's in the pocket, like waiting for somebody to get open, and all of a sudden he's going to do that quick release.
Yeah, there weren't many good photos of Cole Kmet for me out there to use.
But Dalton Schultz, he had
Cole Kmet's not
over by his nose.
That's why.
Yeah, him either. All of them.
Trenches, he's getting pushed back a little bit in that photo.
In a bunch of Dalton's things, he like comes out with his chin strap over his face. I was like, all these pictures have his chin strap over his face. So, I didn't have time to be looking for a nice picture.
I never felt comfortable not having the chin strap tight right here. Like I didn't like it like floating around in my eyes.
Yeah, if it's that shit,
like if it's in my vision, like that's
if it slip off and hit you in the throat. If that thing slip off and hit you in the throat, that was the worst. Like,
yeah, I mean, like you get knocked back, and at least you got like that sturdiness, and it keeps your helmet on. But like having it up here, like it can fucking easily go up even higher and then block your vision as a pass catcher.
I don't remember if it was Dobbs or what quarterback, Dorian Thompson, whatever quarterback it was, but he threw a pick and he got crap off and his helmet flew off. And he put it back on, and then he made the tackle like 40 yards downfield, and then his helmet came off again. And I was like, bro, you got to get that helmet situation fixed.
He's trying to be cool.
Oh, man.
I never got that. Like, if you're going to play the equipment,
that's not just Trey Tucker, Tino. I've seen a lot of players nowadays just kind of like they have the mouthpiece because it's probably like regulated that they need to have it. But they don't ever fucking use it. Especially the quarterback. They got that shit on the side right here, and they're like talking about like the play and how to line the offensive line, and like they don't really put the mouthpiece in like they're supposed to.
Yeah,
I would.
Guys like Nico and Tank always have it just dangling off the face mask or whatever.
Yeah, like they need to have it, so they just.
Like ours was attached like that, right? It had the strap to the face mask, but like I always had that thing in, bro. Pause.
Pause again.
There was even those guys in high school. They had braces and they had these special mouthpieces. They were like double, like on top and bottom and stuff. Like they were like gigantic things. I don't know. It was crazy, but
Well,
That
the
way it wouldn't
pacifier one,
stretch
like,
out.
that's kind of popular
That
still.
was always the cheat code when you're a young kid. If you started shit with somebody and they had braces, be like, cool, just pop them right in the mouth, and then you look like you fucked them up, right? Because they're gonna bleed. They're gonna show color for show. Man, we got a pro wrestling show. You know what I mean? Kids don't fight.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No.
Unless
But
you're a
protect yourself at all.
fight club.
Protect yourself at all
No,
times.
the first rule of Fight Club, man.
That's what my kids in karate. That way, like nobody mess with them. They're like, oh shit, he's in karate. They'll just stop. You know, like we don't want to mess with him. That's just enough.
Yeah, and at least when that's what we'll say too. Yeah, kids join the some or even for all you dads out there, put your kids in some kind of form of martial art because then it'll teach them discipline too.
Hell yeah, it's yeah, it's good for sure, for sure. That it does. My son's like,
dad's rage.
my son's like, yes, sir. You know what I mean? I'm like, I love that.
Wrestling was good for football players.
Oh hell yeah.
For off-season workout, like wrestling practice was
Conditioning,
100 times more difficult than the football practice.
My
Football is
nephew-
a game. Like you got to know where you're supposed to be at. I mean, I was a defensive player, so like playing zone defense and knowing schemes, like that
This
was
is my area.
But like, I guess in wrestling, it was more about like, okay, technique, strength, and then getting lucky that you're not going up against like an uber athlete, because in wrestling you do get those like tiers where you're like, whoa, this guy, you can't ever fucking beat him. It'll be 100 matches and you'll lose 100 times. But then everybody else, you'd be like, man, I'll fucking easily overpower or over technique or overdo something. But then like you get these kids in high school that have been wrestling since they were like 6 years old, and they're just better every aspect.
The technique. Yeah, my nephew played football, and then he, after his senior year football season was over, there was nothing for him to do. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna try out wrestling," and like he just had that either, I don't know if it was that manimal strength or great technique, or he was just good at it. He like excelled really fast. Everybody
real quick.
Wow.
yeah. So he was doing well on varsity there or whatever his senior year, and everybody at the meets and stuff, they'd be like, "How long have you been wrestling, man? Like, where'd you come from or whatever?" And he's like, "This is my first year."
Yeah.
Damn.
Just a natural.
Yeah, but he said he wished he would have done that or known about it sooner, but they didn't get wrestling at his high school until he was a junior. So he got
Well, that's crazy.
yeah.
Probably looking at his ears, they're like, damn, he ain't been wrestling that
We got
long.
no cauliflower. But now he's doing boxing now or whatever. He lost like 20 pounds just doing a bunch of training recently. He looked
See,
good.
and then next thing you know, he's in MMA, bro, because he didn't started picking up
Yeah.
all little tidbits here. and
When
there.
you
Right,
combine
yeah.
boxing and wrestling, you're the top of the food chain in
All he needs to learn
MMA
is
world.
Hey, all the fights start on the feet, so yeah.
Mhm.
Jiu-jitsu is something that's like, I don't know, man. I'm just too scared to like somebody's gonna tear my ankle off or my kneecap. bust
Yeah,
my
that's the submission thing, which a lot of people can learn that. If they have the skills to roll around on the mat and then actually
I gotta
like
start them young on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like, my back. I tap.
You just get on my back.
ball and roll, that's
Side guards,
that's
just tapping already.
80%. And then like the submissions, you can learn like one or two submissions and get away with it. Yeah, for sure.
Mouth lice, man. I'm glad that doesn't exist,
Sounds horrible. It does.
Uh,
Absolutely does sound horrible. It's like ringworm on your tongue or something.
Oh
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's definitely. What was it? I did wrestling in 8th grade, and freshman year I was trying to do wrestling again, and I remember there was a little thing, a breakout of the what is it called? The ring. What is that? The ringworm.
Ringworms.
Yeah, I was like, screw that.
no. Yeah.
Early OCD phases of Bogart. I was like, you know what? Never mind.
Hell yeah, dude. The athlete's foot, I remember I got it in junior high, and I was like, all right, flip-flops 100% of
Like,
the
I ran
time.
track throughout junior
Gotta
high,
air it
and
out.
Freshman year, I was like, screw
Can't
it.
have no
Smoking
sweaty
weed every day.
socks.
Tino said he took his daughter shooting last week, and then Bakes a lot
That's fun.
start kickboxing here in a few.
There you go.
Well, that's what's up.
See, I like where Tino's mind was at too, because I want my daughters to learn jujitsu so they can know how to just choke a motherfucker out. If somebody,
Submission.
You know what I mean? But
Tap,
see,
tap, tap,
Tino
tap,
just went
tap.
straight to like, you know what? Took my daughter shooting. You know what I mean? Because Tino does come from a family of shooters, though. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Steph
One
Curry.
in the chamber, man.
I'm
A
talking
whole
about
lot
like
better than any
for
skill
shooting for
set
competition
that
and collecting
fucking
even,
out
you know?
on the street. You got one in the chamber, you're not losing, man. That shit's like game over.
Game over.
I mean, my daughter's been playing Call of Duty since they was kids, since we tykes. You know what I mean? Like, this is the real thing now. You know what I mean? Take it to the shooting range. Real talk.
Yeah, I just don't like being like choked or like put in a position where I'm like, stop. You know, I don't know. I'm practicing that every day.
I'm more diplomatic anyway. You know what I'm saying? I tend to not get myself into those situations where you got to be able to diagnose those from afar these days, right? I was a young, more rambunctious version of me, though. You know,
non-confrontation.
I
ain't trying to get in no fucking scrap. No.
And if I am, I'm throwing first. That sucker punch lands like 99% of the time, bro.
And the only time I'm getting in the scrap is if if I have a homie that's like getting like his shit like knocked around. Like I never feel like I have to defend myself to that point. I always try and stay away as best as I can. But yeah, I'll jump in if I feel like this is a situation where I can be helpful. Yeah, I guess, you know. But for me personally, if it was like a personal attack on me, I'm gonna try and find my way to avoid conflict as much as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you get older, you start doing that a lot more. I feel.
Yeah, you know, when I was younger, I was like a inanimate object in the sock kind of guy, or we go to the homie's house, get a bunch of tent poles. Like, where's the old 1980s tent pole set? You know what I mean? We go out there like the fucking warriors and shit, like the movie, like the new version though, in the hood. We a bunch of melee weapons. Then when it got older and the motherfuckers had straps, you don't play with this nobody, man. Period.
100%.
I couldn't imagine.
That just came across my timeline over on YouTube about road rage, and the motherfucker let off a few fucking shots.
Oh, yeah.
And the people, they got hit. They had to go to the gas station to go call the police. Hit, bro. Just over some fuck ass road rage, bro.
Yeah.
See, that's what I hate about road rage. It's like, it's your fault you're late. Okay?
Right.
You know it's traffic every day.
Oh my man.
You let off on them.
I show up to work probably like 15-20 minutes early on the regular,
bro. Man, look, my own time at work is 15-20 minutes early, big bro. Oh my mama. When you show up 15-20 minutes early, it shows that you're ready to work, bro. When you just stumbling in right when you gotta come in 2-3 minutes before the clock goes, bro, that just shows it's
when I had like what is it called? Like an 8 to 5 type of joint back in the day, you know, for a small little period of time. And this when I used to smoke cigarettes, you got to get there early to have the cigarettes and coffee too.
100%. That's how that's how I
worked into this mode. Like, all right, now let's go punch in.
Yeah.
You have your coffee, you talk your shit from the night before, whatever happened the night before, you know,
whatever game it was, or you know what I'm saying.
Water cooler talk.
Facts.
There it is right there.
And it's often fantasy football, for real.
Right?
Speaking of fantasy football, man, we didn't get to this one. Let's get back to this one. We started talking about how they looked.
I know. Yeah. We're like, oh, the pictures are so cool. That's all we said so far.
That's right there. What's that? That's the motherfucker. Oh, see, I'm about to take us the wrong way. My bad. Go ahead, y'all. It's right there by fucking Woodland and all that. When you come,
we were talking about Caleb Williams and stuff. So I do kind of like the fact that Komet is a little sneaky. I mean, obviously, both of these guys are right outside the probably your top 12 range, right? The starters. You're looking for somebody who can break inside the top 5, obviously, right? Who has that potential. But if you have to take a choice with one of these guys to start the year, I'd probably look at the schedule, right? Who they play first. And then look at also they're in very similar situations as that. They have young quarterbacks with a good wide receiver core that has like 3 other notable pass catchers. I would say that, you know, Keenan Allen's probably a little on the older, slower side, and Stephon Diggs is still, you know, has a step on him.
He's a fat fuck. From what I understand.
He never was fat. He ran a 4.6 40 in his heyday.
But yeah, but have you seen him lately?
And he's a 230, and I'm like,
he looks really sluggish out there.
Like, that
Deep
shit's
dish pizza.
heavy.
He's on the deep dish. He's on the Italian beef.
He's looked a little slow this preseason, to be honest. But so that's where I'm thinking maybe Komet can, creep back in and get some favor here. We've seen him do it with other quarterbacks in the past, putting up like 600-700 yards, and he's done well. So if you're hoping that Caleb Williams can come in and be an improvement over those guys in the past here in year one, then I wouldn't see why Komet wouldn't put up the same kind of numbers he has in the past, right? But then, of course, you have Dalton Schultz on the other side, who's just been old reliable. And then you saw him already this preseason. I think he had 4 passes that he caught in this last game, become kind of the security blanket for CJ Stroud underneath a lot of times because he's a bigger target over the middle of the field. And you will see him and Stephon Diggs kind of trading off, right? But a lot of times it's going to be the guy who's an afterthought in that offense for both of these teams. It would be the tight end. So they could both be really sneaky and finish a little higher than what we would probably expect or where they're going in drafts right now.
And I will say for Komet's sake, rookies tend to lean on a tight end as a safety blanket, like we saw rookie Stroud do last year with Schultz. But man, I think I'm just always gonna attach myself to that, what I think is fire already. So I probably would take the Schultz. But man, if I can snatch both of them up and, like you said, play the matchups, I kind of like it. But yeah, if I'm gonna lean on Schultz here, even though Komet, he has had some big games there, especially last year. If
I'm in leagues where people know, like they know me, and they're gonna try to snipe me on my Houston receivers, then I'm definitely not leaving the draft without Mixon or Schultz. Then you know what I mean. I want at least one piece of that 5-headed monster. So I'll take that as it comes there.
Yeah, I agree too. Schultz is a part of that Texans offense that I covet. It's like if you can get a piece that is a playmaker, then your risk to reward is super low. Like you can start with confidence when you got a Houston Texan, whereas a Cole Kmet, you're gonna have to bank on Caleb targeting him more than 6-7 times a game. And sometimes defenses work against a tight end in an adverse way. Like unless you're like an elite tight end, it's really easy to shut down that position. So there's going to be a lot of weeks, I think, for Cole Kmet where you're just not going to get too much action because that defense is going to fucking be able to stop the tight end.
Gerald Everett.
And they don't shy away from stopping the tight end. That's like the way that the defense works. It's like stop the tight end, we'll blanket coverage and then just kind of like double team on the line and press and make sure that tight end can't get open and force him to be a blocker or a decoy because that's what good defense does to a tight end. They make him one-dimensional, and with the wide receivers that the Texans have, like if you start to focus too much action in the box and try and like really stop the tight end, you're leaving yourself in a vulnerable position because they got 3 receivers right now, and you can talk about the 4, 5, and 6 because they've been balling out. Like Noah Brown has already done his thing, and then Xavier and forgive me for not knowing him off the top of my head, but he's had a really good preseason.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson's been doing his thing too. Like there's just so many options that
he's like the preseason darling.
Yeah, Mechie had a good game this last game, and Schultz did too. I think they were backed up to like the 1 or 2 after a Stingley interception, and they dropped back, line protected very well. Schultz became open over the middle of the field, and I think he picked up like 27 yards on that one catch. So, just to get him out of there on first down. So really good play call, good hold up by the line there against the Giants starting defense, and then they were able to get that drive going. It stalled out, I think, or was it the first drive? I think it might have been the first drive, but either way, yeah, like we're talking about, really good offense. I think Schultz is probably going to get a little bit more involved. Actually, I mean, they extended him. They brought him in on a 1 year, and he was one of the first guys to get extended. So he's definitely going to be an integral part of the offense. And then when CJ Stroud was being talked about, positional players, right? Obviously, you get your three main guys, but he did mention a 5-headed monster, and so it's Mixon, his three receivers, right? And the fifth guy he's talking about is Dalton Schultz, not himself. So he's still going to be, I think, highly involved. We saw last year in crunch time and a lot of go-to plays, it was Dalton Schultz and near the goal line kind of things. So he either came down with a touchdown or put him in position to score a lot of times late in the season. And I think it's only going to get better here in year 2. You can tell because Dalton talks about the team, the way he talks about the team versus the way he talked about anywhere else or where he's been till now. You can just see a big difference. And so maybe you're going to get better play from him. And I saw it this last week. I didn't expect it, but I was like, man, this guy's open again. Oh, he's open again. So maybe it's just against, teams that are bad versus tight end. Maybe the Giants are going to be one of those this year. I'm not too sure, but but we saw it real quick. And in one quarter, we also see, we saw some glimpses of Cade Stover and of course, our guy Brevin Jordan, who do get in there, and Brevin can get in there and make some big explosive plays at times. So that could take away from Dalton as far as that. But I think when that happens, they're both on the field regardless. So I think
that's what I was thinking too. When you bring up those names, it almost feels like they're running a big, and then that they have the two tight ends, and they bring. I would think that they bring Diggs off because I don't want you to take Dale off the field. So you would bring Diggs off the field, bring in a second tight end, and then make the defense favor the long game that Nico and Tank Dell provide, and really like bring out the defense is going to have to call timeout a bunch against the Texans.
Yeah, there'll be mismatches. Formational issues for people.
The defense is going to get on the field and they're not going to like what they have already called out there. They're going to have to make adjustments. There's going to be a lot of timeouts called when you're playing the Texans.
Bobby Snow.
And then with the where Dalton Schultz and Kmet is going, and for them both to be floating around 90 targets last year, which the group of tight ends above them are Jake Ferguson, who had 100 targets last year. So where you're getting these tight ends, these two tight ends, you're definitely winning. But and as I'm looking at the advanced metrics, they damn near had the same fucking season last year, but now you come in, whether you're on Caleb Williams being a better upgrade over Justin Fields and get better quality targets, and Kmet having a top 10 tight end season last year, which Dalton did as well. And Dalton has a top 5 tight end finish, or it might even be a top 3 tight end finish, where in that season it was Amari and I want to say CD's rookie year with Dalton. I know it was Amari for sure. Amari, Dalton, and somebody else over there. So even though you add more weapons into the play of where Dalton is, I still love Dalton tied to CJ Stroud. The more mismatches that it presents, like you guys are just talking about, to double back off that point right there. But like I said, Dalton has done it before. I'm not saying that Kmet doesn't have a great upside, great potential, especially for this season. But I would rather draft Dalton Schultz. On shameless plug on the Hard to Start fucking shit. I got a video on Dalton Schultz, 100%. Just dropped that like 2 months ago. So y'all go check that out if you get a chance.
Definitely check that out.
Good looking, big bro.
Cole Kmet is probably going to be a reason why Caleb could potentially finish in your QB1 talk too, though. So I don't knock the idea of going after a Kmet, but it better be after Schultz is off the board. So if Schultz is on the board and you've got Schultz and Kmet in your lap, then you're going to take Schultz. And then you're going to thank us because we're all on the same page here. And there's a reason why we're talking Schultz over Kmet. Not that Kmet isn't going to be a valuable target in drafts these upcoming weekends or whatever you got ahead of yourself. But You should value Schultz higher and really overall value the Houston offense higher. Higher than any offense. Anybody that's a playmaker on Houston, you should be targeting them. If it comes down to it, where you have to reach to get the certain guys, because you're on the ends. I hate the ends. I like the middle. But if I'm picking 1 overall or 12 overall, I'm not afraid to reach and get the guys that I want. And the guys that I want are on the Texans and the Lions, the Rams and the Eagles. So get those guys.
Yeah, you got to attach yourself to some good offenses. So that's definitely a good rule of thumb for the tiebreakers and things like that. So I'm in agreements there. I think I'd seen Tino say something about Texans 11 to 12 personnel. Yeah, I think they ran it not too much more than most. I think it was something in the low 20%. So they're in that.
Schultz is their tight end for sure.
Yeah, but they're
talent outside of Schultz, but.
Yeah, for sure. They have Brevin Jordan, and they drafted the rookie Cade Stover, who was C.J. Stroud's tight end in college. And we saw them connect on a big play in the first preseason game that they played together, which was the one before this one. And then you saw Brevin Jordan the week before that have a lot of targets and catches. And then this last week, it was Dalton Schultz. So the tight end position is going to be a featured one in the Texans offense, I think. It might surprise some people. But the main guy there, or the number one guy there, is Dalton Schultz, because he can block and catch. Brevin Jordan's more of just the pass catching option. His blocking isn't as great. And then, of course, Cade Stover's a rookie, so we'll see how that goes.
And you're going to have to take off you're going to have to either take out Tank Dell or a Stephon Diggs. Like, those are two guys that you don't want to bring
take out. Yeah, for sure. So I think their 12 personnel probably dip this year. I think that they were probably hovering around like 50% with the 11 personnel last year, which wasn't really high, because they were trying to establish the run and really get that going. It never really worked for them last year. So I think we will see them, now that they have, more weapons, go lean into the 11 personnel with more wide receivers and get it done that way. So the one tight end who would be on the field would be Dalton Schultz in those cases. So you'd see more of him. Yeah, I'd see them probably going more towards the league average. I think the league average is like 65, 67% in that 3 wide receiver sets. So yeah, I think the Texans will probably be somewhere around there. And then you'll see 12 personnel, probably closer to the goal line, maybe, but not necessarily all the time. Because you still see them in a shotgun 3 wide receiver sets around there a lot still. They're willing to pass the ball or run out of that formation shotgun. So I think that you'll see that probably closer, hovering to like the low teens, like 12, 10% this upcoming season. So, all the weapons are going to be good. Like I said, they're going to use those 5 guys. And the best way to use those 5 guys is to have all 5 of those guys out on the field at the same time.
So
yeah,
let's do a couple quick hits on some questions in the chat. Njoku or Schultz, real fast.
And I like Njoku's athletic ability and the way he played last year. Hopefully they figure it out and they just target him and make him a feature of that offense. You don't have a bunch of weapons like the Texans, so they need to lean on Njoku. And if they're smart, they'll do that. And then you're getting him at a value because he's a freak athlete.
I agree. I think Njoku at the end of the season, he was posting up like some insane numbers, like 5 for like 7 weeks straight. And when you look at the Browns offense in general, like, they don't have a whole lot of options, and like to piggyback on that idea that the Texans do have other options. Njoku is probably one of your better options, if not the best options, outside of like Amari Cooper getting like blanketed, like because Amari Cooper can get schemed out of the system, and when that happens, that means Njoku is going to be available for a check down and like a quick slant, and he's going to get those PPR golds. Like, Njoku can get those 10 fucking receptions.
I agree. I saw something about like they led the league in like 1 receiver sets.
Yeah,
under Stefanski's time there so far.
And when you go up against a defense that's going to fucking eliminate Amari, then that means Njoku is going to be like getting some action.
What is the 1 receiver set then? Like three tight ends?
Well, They oftentimes run the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, right? So what a one receiver set is built for is to so pre-snap the quarterback can go ahead and say, oh, they really brought in, instead of an 8-man box, they brought a 9-man box in. So when you get an advantage on the outside, then that's when you throw it to them. But other than that, it's almost like a decoy saying, hey, we expect you to put a blanket coverage. So that means that you got a man on the wide receiver, and then you got emphasis on a linebacker taking the cover 2, and then the safety putting the umbrella coverage. So you got 3 guys on one side of the field protecting the receiver, but that also means that you can't fire off the fucking blitz the way that you normally do with a 4-man or a 5-man rush. So what you do is allow the running game to kind of like scheme the blocking, so they can double team certain defenders and create a hole and allow that guy to get that 10-yard burst, because we're always playing for first downs when it comes to the running game. We're not playing for touchdowns. So if you can get that first down, which Cleveland has some backs that can get that first down. We already know that. That's why they got in the playoffs. Other than their defense fucking rocks.
Even bringing in Deontay Foreman for that matter. I mean, I know he got hurt, but like, you know, they want some guys that can he had the rock just because this motherfucker's gonna get the yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing about David Njoku, and we're tying him to Watson, in his first 6 weeks, he only had 25 targets, and he ended up with 123. So basically, he had 100 targets without Deshaun Watson, bro.
Fraud Watson.
I don't know, bro. Yeah. And you're taking
it was after he Crisco'd his ass.
And you're taking Njoku around where Fergie is, so why not wait a few more rounds and go get steady Dalton Schultz, bro?
I don't hate that idea. No.
Yeah,
but
no.
That's because Deshaun Watson hasn't really
Njoku's too expensive for that range for me.
What we expected. If he gets back to what we expect Watson to have been paid for, to have to do the things that he's capable of doing, then I think he's gonna throw it to Njoku eventually, because that scheme is a running scheme. So the tight end is gonna get advantage like in the passing game.
The tight end.
Yeah, like
he features multiple. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean, like
you get rubs, right? So a tight end, what happens is like they act like they bring him in and that they're going to pass protect.
His route precipitation.
But once he gets out, if he's such a target, he could win against a linebacker, no problem. You almost have to have like an elite linebacker in order to beat Njoku, and not every team has an elite linebacker.
Yeah, my thing is just that, like, for almost half the season, he only had 25 targets.
That is kind of crazy.
At the back end of the season, he goes for 100 fucking targets, bro. It just goes crazy. I just don't know about that.
You Flacco.
Yeah.
Him and Wacko Flacco went and watched a bunch of film with him. He's like, this was my old pal Dennis Pitta right here.
Dennis Pitta.
I forgot about him. Questions in the comments. We got Marco who said Terrence Marshall, Kyle Phillips, Ronnie Bell, Justin Watson, and or Nelson Aguilar. Are any of those worth keeping in Dynasty?
Congratulations for playing in a deep league.
Nelson Aguilar. Also, because is he still on the Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those guys. I don't know about
I'm going Justin Watson right off the bat. Like, I think he's going to get targeted early on in this Kansas City wave with all the question marks with Xavier Worthy being available.
Well, dude, not only that, like if Rashee Rice gets
suspension, all of a sudden it's like a mandatory amount of games. Like Justin Watson has been kind of like a surprise preseason.
He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, that Justin Watson.
Yeah.
Was he on the team the first time too?
I
Damn,
don't know.
we had 3 times.
Neighbors
So
for
Sky Moore.
Walker.
Oh, shit.
Woo.
Put some respect on their names.
Yeah, I had picked up Terrence Marshall, but that second round talent is kind of hard to ignore. But it doesn't seem like they allowed him to get a trade request last year. Didn't nobody pick him up? You know what I mean? I don't know about Terrence Marshall, Kyle Phillips. It is what it is. Ronnie Bell looked like he got a little bit of potential, but he's
on the man. He dropped a couple from Josh Dobbs and put it right on him, and it was like, he's on the roster bubble already. So it's like, come on, Ronnie Bell, you're out. You might be out of here.
Yeah, and the only thing he plays special teams. You know what I mean? So that
it is. They might keep him just for that.
So I really ain't gonna say too many of these dudes on here that I'm a really roster. I mean, this one actually catch touchdowns from Lamar Jackson. That's one thing he does do on everything.
I respect the depth, though. That means that you're playing in one of these real ass fucking leagues that like utilizes these guys that are an afterthought in the homies league or the work league. Like props to you. Get out there and join these deep leagues where you get to appreciate every position in NFL, even the wide receiver 4s and 5s on squads, because once you get into those wide receiver 4s and 5s on some of these squads, then I think your focus changes and you start seeing better playmakers overall, like, because that's how you hit. Like, if anybody picked up Puka Nacua after the draft, props on you, because you saw it
in League 19.
And then when you got it,
I was hot. I was like, how did I miss that?
I traded for extra fab. I traded a player for extra fab, so I was over the budget. Yeah. And then I used all that fab on Nacua so nobody else could get him. So I used like 101% of fab that was possible.
Yeah.
In this league, I did the same.
When you see it,
but I blew the whole
go
100.
for it.
The whole 100 that we
I
got.
blew 201 fab dollars on Nacua.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
It did.
Oh my mom. Okay, we got another question. Shout out to Nino Pena. I don't know if you guys really answer trade questions, but if you do, just got offered Malik Neighbors for Kenneth Walker. And then he also says, my running backs and wide receiver look like Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs, K9, Chase Brown, Augusta Bus, George Pickens, God and Wind in his name, Deontay Johnson, and it got to be Josh Palmer.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, we always answer our users' questions.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
You got to shout it out. Like, if you have a question, give it to us. We ain't ever backing down. Like, we have an answer and we have a reason behind it. We're not gonna give you something vanilla when it comes to the answer either. Like, we're gonna have a reason, and it should resonate very well with our user base.
Let's get to it.
Let us get on it.
The Walker for the what now?
For Malik Neighbors.
For Neighbors.
And that's an easy yes, because your running back room is completely you got depth, bro. You got not go ahead and test for the
I'm sending the Kenneth Walker for sure.
Quickly.
The upside on Neighbors,
I'm gonna load my little man up in the car.
Emphasize getting this guy the ball and knowing that he is a true playmaker, and that the Giants don't really have a lot to utilize when it comes to playmakers. He doesn't have to score touchdowns. If you get receptions and yards, you're gonna fulfill the loss of the running back, because your running back squads are already heavy, and then when one of them gets injured or they start to lag behind the field, you can always dumpster dive for. Like, that's the difference between running back and wide receivers. You can dumpster dive for a running back and utilize that asset, as opposed to like trying to dumpster dive for a wide receiver. It's really hard to be successful going into the waiver wire land and picking up a wide receiver and winning off of that guy. Like the Puka Nakuas that didn't get drafted, they're super rare. Like you're not gonna get a wide receiver to do great things like you can get like a Pacheco or Brian Robinson or guys that just kind of like fall out of the focal point in drafts and might be there for you way later and be a fantasy asset because the RB2 we're usually talking like minuscule differences between the RB2s, and a lot of those guys come from the waiver wire. It's like it happens every year.
Yeah, Bakes a lot. Shout out to Bakes a lot. He says the same thing. Kidduff. He said, "Neighbors ceiling is Garrett Wilson's career so far. Off shitty quarterback play will hinder his elite ceiling." But he 100%.
We saw it this last week. You know, there was times where he got open and he had to make a crazy acrobatic catch just to come down with it. So he's going to have to use his full, wide receiver potential with Daniel Jones back there, and the rest of the offense not being really able to support him. So the Giants offense basically did absolutely nothing versus the Texans starters. It wasn't until the second quarter that you saw some of those plays being made. I think Neighbors did have like one grab versus the Texans starter, whoever the I think it was the rookie cornerback on the other side, or maybe a nickel was covering him. It might have been Boyd. So maybe it wasn't a starter, but still to that effect, like he got targeted, I think at least four times a quarter almost, it felt like. So in the second quarter at least.
What the Giants lack is a scheme, and they don't got a play caller dialing up good plays. There was a couple times where I felt like I watched that Giants replay and saw something missed, but it might not have been like it was like a totally secondary read. So like when the quarterback drops back and then goes through his reads, like the guy that was open wasn't the focal point of. Like, so Daniel Jones has a bit better to like scan and then find the guy and then be more open to not have to force the ball to the 1 or 2. Because if you have a third option, like you can't forget about the third option. And I felt like a lot of the times Daniel Jones forgot about the third option, and the third option was wide open, or like it was gonna be a surefire first down and
dumbass.
Yeah, like but then some of the throws that he did execute were like really impressive. Like, okay, this guy hasn't lost a lot of ability. Like if the coaching staff and the quarterback work together to like really improve the offense in general, then the Giants could potentially be in a lot more games than we expect them to. I expect them to win maybe 4 games this year. But they might be like some of those Lions games back in the day where like the Lions lost a lot, but they were always like kind of in it, and it was like, oh wow, okay, so are they going to win?
Singletary and Neighbors will carry. You know what I mean? They'll carry that team, and Daniel Jones' legs. But then he'll make a stupid decision like that. They don't get points, and that's how they lose. You know, it's pretty much what we saw in the first quarter. Watch that first quarter of the game versus the Texans. Couldn't have gone any worse for the Giants, but that's probably what you're going to see a lot of versus many teams that are, top level teams.
And if this is Dynasty, we talking about Nino, and shout out to Nino for tapping in and following, subscribing to everybody channel. We appreciate you, big bro. Click that bell to whatever, you know what I mean? That way, when we firing this joint up, man, we do got a set schedule for fantasy talk, bro, 100%. But to double back though, is that this might be our only year with Neighbors and Daniel Jones, depending on how the season goes. So, we probably got them as a top 10 pick already. I don't know what the quarterback draft is looking like potential next year, how many top 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks could be, within range of conversation you are getting. So, Neighbors is definitely somebody that, and like
If Spencer's out there, he'll put it in the chat. He always knows the hot prospects that we be looking out for.
Yeah, Tino, tell him. Fucking Neighbors is a guy. So if you can get rid of a running back and get a Neighbors, then
it's facts. It's facts.
LSU, let's go.
Appreciate you, big bro. My mama.
Yeah, shout out to Big Knee now.
Yeah, especially since his other running backs are really good. I think that you could get away with getting rid of somebody like Walker. I love Walker as a prospect, and he can always bust one open, even like a little short screen because they're a team that's going to be trailing. They're not going to run. We're expecting that, I guess.
Yeah. And Sharp. If I was to say Charbonnet, he's hurt right now too, and he really wasn't shit anyway. So like Kenneth Walker, we are getting him like wherever you are drafting him in drafts these days. If we're talking redraft.
He's like
he's a load
6th,
carrier.
7th, 8th round. I don't know, somewhere back there.
He's a load carrier still, you know what I mean, that we're getting at a value. But yeah, I'm flipping him for a Neighbors because
quickly.
Yeah,
you got JT, Jameer, K9, and Chase Brown and Gus Bus. So he definitely got fucking bye week fillers as well.
Yeah, Bus and Brown could actually turn into something. You never know. So
yeah, and your receivers are kind of like you got Rashee Rice, George Pickens. What kind of offense are the Steelers going to be running? Chris Godwin, I'm super high on that guy. I think he's going to be one of your must starts. And then you got Deontay Johnson and Josh Palmer. Like those are going to be a matchup based performance.
I mean, Deontay Johnson, if he's
nobody
healthy,
is a
that
lock.
guy can get like 25% target market share at minimum. Like if he's healthy,
you know how I feel about
Deontay. It's like it's the big asterisk, right? Like, yo, if he's healthy, bro, he's a flex and we're killing.
But targets are
the dynasty,
if you actually convert the target. So
man, Adam Thielen's gonna tear it up,
or just like not be open, then it doesn't matter.
Right, no, I understand that, but in this situation in Carolina, I think with Canales coming,
Canales.
And retootling this offense over here, I do kind of like the bright overall spectrum of Deontay Johnson tied to.
And I like the blurbs that I've been getting from Deontay is that he's not ashamed to be a fucking Carolina Panther. He's actually motivated and looking to help this team out as best as he can.
You better say that.
The type of attitude that Deontay is carrying. So
you know why he said
he's a true pro.
You know what though? The backup
kid of statement. They were saying that about him over there in
hell no. The backup kid of statement is what you gonna do when it's your last year of your contract? What you trying to do?
Yeah, that's true.
Not no more guaranteed money, bro. You only on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Contract, man. He
trying to buy no house in Carolina.
Yeah,
Mama, who we got up? Honestly, probably my favorite trade anybody has asked on the show. Walker is so hyped, yet CMC scored almost double his points. Shout out to Tino, bro. Keeping it real, man. Marco from Z Future. Talk about the fantasy leagues. What are your thoughts on Julius Welshoff?
I don't know who that is.
Tell me about this Julius cat, because I don't know.
He always hey, Marco used to always come through with crazy ass names.
I love learning new bits. So
there's got to be some European cat that the team's brought in to try out.
The conversation. The public conversation does not have this Julian.
That's a kicker, right, bro?
Oh, if it's a kicker, no wonder I don't know.
From the 2 to 5 RB is very deep from the 6 to 10 RB on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nino said that contract you're gonna bring out a whole new dialogue in the motherfucker, bro. Them is facts.
You got to put that stickums on, man.
Deontay Dropson.
Hey, talk about it, Banks. Them is facts. Oh, my mama. It's a German IPP player who's on the Steelers, and he's a linebacker. I'll talk about it.
Oh, well, the problem with the Steelers linebackers is pretty deep.
Marco from the future, he's he's from the soil.
He's so from the future that he's not even on Sleeper yet, because I just tried looking for him, and he ain't up there.
Hey, what
shit? I spelled it wrong.
We've been rocking for 2 hours and 37 minutes, man.
Let's put the big bow on it.
Oh my mama, man. Go ahead and talk to him, Bogey. Let him know what's going on, big bro.
Man, you already know. We got I think we do. We rocking playmakers tomorrow. We got playmakers.
I think we got value picks on playmakers tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Bargain shopping, thrift shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, Marco. He says he's on Sleeper. I probably spelled it wrong or something. I don't know.
It's funny because when I read that shit, I just immediately thought of Worcestershire because I'm hungry.
too.
Steak sounds hella good.
Hey,
Pause.
nobody butcher his name. Oh, everything.
I have selective reading. You know what I mean?
Welshaw.
But yeah, but we got playmakers. We got catches again Friday. You know what I'm saying? We might have a special edition of the shows on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be live on location. You know what I'm saying? From a super location. You know what I mean? Sin City, here we come, man. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? On all the channels. You know what I mean? We for my man Kidda, Neon Peacock. You know what I'm saying? Also to our sponsor, neonpeacockmerch.com. We got some new releases coming your way. You know what I mean? And with my man Guccini JD, you know what I'm saying? One of the hardest working, hustling motherfuckers out here in these podcast streets, in these YouTube streets, you know what I mean? Make sure you go tap in with the Heart to Start Fantasy, you know what I mean? I got the weekend wrap up, you know what I'm saying? Back in full effect, you know what I mean? Shout out to Wax, you know what I mean? I know Work's coming back soon. Y'all said on the last episode, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, we just got all kind of shit coming y'all way, man. You know, the orange juice and a blunt for breakfast. Shout out to Slim. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go check him out from a fan's perspective on a Boogie TV. You know what I mean? And yeah, just mention anywhere you consume your music. Bogard, Scott, free on everything. Spotify, Apple, all that. Give me money.
Talk to him, Kidda. Let him know what's going on, big bro.
Go check out Bogart Scott Free for real. Like that's gonna be a game changing on your playlist.
Yeah,
like
say it.
Like it's fun stuff, and you can
like
rock it, and then
fun.
you can rock it, and then people will be asking about it, but like, wait, what is that? And like, tell them about it, like, because it's fun. We're one of the only channels where you can actually hear some
unreleased shit. You feel me?
Well, yeah, like we do our thing. We got Peacock putting the videos out, and we got Bogey putting out the track. So it's totally our stuff. So we ain't biting off nobody's flavor.
Peacock is the shit. I love working with Peacock.
Shout out.
He brings it
Check
all
out Neon Peacock merch. You're gonna find something that you're gonna want to cop because there's a lot of options. They got all sorts of different that you don't have to get a t-shirt.
Do we got the Smoking Bear one up?
You can get all sorts of stuff there. It's crazy. And what we do is we appreciate football, so it's not just we love Houston. I love Houston, but it's not just Houston on that storefront.
Jets on that thing.
Check it out. Yeah, you'll see my Jets gear. I plan on buying some of the Brees Hall stuff, and I've already got the Sauce Gardner stuff. So.
Yeah, I'll have a jam for every team, hopefully. So we're getting close. We're getting close. So you scroll through the whole site all the way back to the beginning. I got some obscure teams on there and some older shirts, styles, and designs that are still pretty funny.
Pretty soon, your whole fantasy lineup is going to be on neonpeacockmerch.com.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And definitely the top 12 to 24 fantasy picks, there'll be a shirt for them each individually. That way you can rock something. Maybe I'll start putting some fantasy team name shirts up there too. That way you can, rock some of those, some funny ones.
Customs.
Yeah, and thank you, JD. JD rocks fucking. He's the most realist fucking guy in the game. You can't get any more real when it comes to the takes of fantasy football. He's been doing it for a real long time, and he's
veteran in the game.
He's a super veteran. We've been doing this for a long time, and JD, he's gonna give you everything you need, and I'm just glad to be rocking with these guys, and just be tapping in, like, subscribe, put your noties on, get back here whenever we're on. You're gonna be entertained, and you're gonna get some good info.
Facts.
There it is, right there.
What's up, big bro?
Couldn't have said it any better right there.
Isms, man, isms. And just like that, just like Kid has said, man, tap into neonpeacockmerch.com. Check out the videos. Check out my YouTube channel. I have all of Bogart's music videos up there with some lip sync cartoons, custom painting. Tap into my Instagram, MilesPeacock24. Get at it. And I know Bakes tapped in with me a little while ago, hit me up, got his number and stuff. I'm going to work on a design for a little project he has coming up soon. So be on the lookout for that too.
Man,
Let's go.
I'm gonna fire it off with the commercial and then the countdown, bro. We up out of here, man.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Tap in tomorrow night, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, man.
Playmakers.
In the middle of the country. I ain't forgot y'all, man. Talk about it.
Prime one, that's him. Sky, thought you thought, but I wasn't born yesterday. All I do is ball. You goofies underestimate. Heavyweight bag, step on your weight class. I done moved across states, blood I can't cap. Strap with it on my pivot, clocking digits. Rock hard and I ain't even in the kitchen. I'm on a mission to move soft, make a thing flip like a moonsault. Keep a switch for everybody through salt. Face froze, somebody check dude pulse. Is you stepping or stepped on? Wake the game up, make them regret I was slept on. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. I'm getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true bogey, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See, I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah, it just hit different. You find my story is all non-fiction. I put my family for me and I gotta mention. I keep an air fan tone mob a henchman. For you squares, pop short for opposition. And you ops that get popped trying to stop my ascension. Talking generational, you got my attention. Underworld motivational, you feel the sensation. Try and see how I look, get booked, I'll take it. I was just a crook, all it took was some patience. Now my phone off the hook, I got hella deals waiting. You ain't really made it unless you got somebody hating. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the gray poop on. Getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true bogey, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See, I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah.